What's going on, everybody? How's everyone doing, man? Big game today, everybody. Welcome to 101, and we're going to be doing the Watford Arsenal preview today. Just a big game today. I mean, every game is a big game. We do say that, don't we? Every game is literally a big game because of what's at stake. Top four has never looked so assured as from the situation that we are in today. So I just want to welcome everybody who's on YouTube, welcome everybody who's on Facebook. Big shout out to all of you guys. You know who you are. And I can't wait for today, but I must ensure and keep everybody as humble as possible. There are no guarantees in the Premier League. You should know that because of the results you've seen over and over throughout the last few weeks. Look at what's happened to Tottenham's form. They've literally lost 4 out of the last 6 games. Look at what's happened with Man United. They're all over the place. Hey, Gary, what's going on, man? I hope you're doing well, Gary. I hope you're doing well, mate. With West Ham, every time West Ham try to, they've probably played more games than everybody else. Every time West Ham have had the chance to try and pull away and give everybody a chasing pack, they struggle. So Arsenal are the only one single factor that is holding their own and that is keeping their form, maintaining their form and finding some consistency. And what that's doing is it's giving them a fantastic platform to achieve top 4. Many of us didn't think that top 4 was going to happen. But here we are, guys. A win today really solidifies that. Gary says he's got COVID, so I hope you're doing well, Gary. I hope your recovery is quick, and I hope that you haven't suffered no complications. Because remember, it's not just about catching COVID. There are like 18% of people who have got long COVID as well, and they've got them sort of respiratory issues long term. So I hope that there's no complications with yourself. And Gary says he's up for today. Big time, big time. What's going on, Luke? Luke says, do we see the match in the story? What's this? Do we see the match on this first time? I'm not sure what that meant. Not sure what that was about, Luke. And Gary says, many thanks, bro. Win today will be good. Yeah, it will be very good, mate. And again, we just keep pulling away and pulling away. I mean, a win today, I don't think Arsenal fans realize the importance of how much a win would really sort of put a stamp on the Premier League. If Arsenal win today, they go ahead of Man United and literally still have 2 games in hand. But Man United's played 27. We would have played 25. So we would be ahead of United with 2 games in hand. That is huge. And I'm not really worried about Tottenham. The reason why I'm not worried about Tottenham is because if we beat Tottenham at their place, they're done. Yeah? If we beat Tottenham at their place, this season is over. And I remember when this started, there was 18 games left to play. Then there was 16 games. Now there's 14 games. After today, it's going to be 13 games. So it's almost like the sands of time are turning in Arsenal's favor, and you're in control. Oh, Luke says, sorry, do we see the match on the channel? Just commentary. Just commentary, mate. Just commentary. And yeah, so Arsenal are in control of their own fate, and we're going to talk about what's going on with the team sheet right now, guys. As you can see here, Arsenal, name the team sheet for you guys. It's going to be Ramsdale, Cedric, and Cedric's played 3 games back-to-back. Yeah, big shout-out to you, Luke. If you do find the commentary or anything, come back and then we'll talk about the game and share your thoughts as well. We'd always love to hear what that looks like. So let's go to the team sheet. Oh, Tony's just come in, so I've got to change the screen. How you doing, Tony?
Hi, guys. How you doing?
Excellent, mate. Excellent.
Just, doing a little recce with some of the guys from a chat along later on, actually.
Excellent. Yeah, my family's all left because it's my father-in-law's birthday today, who passed away last April, just after I came out of hospital. So my wife and the kids, they're all at the cemetery today, and they're all doing the thing. So big shout out to Shirley Redmond and everybody in the Redmond family who's related to my wife. And so I'm going to join them after the game after I do player ratings. So for me, guys, it's every game is an FA Cup. So I was just going through the team sheet, Tony.
Okay.
Ramsdale in goal, Cedric, who's done well in the last 3 games. The bookends, I say bookends in Partey and Xhaka, but White and Gabriel are also our bookends, and not just so much bookends, but they are bookends for the next 5 to 10 years. Whereas you can't really say that about Partey and Xhaka in the next 5 or so years. Kieran Tierney, surprisingly still keeping his role. I would have thought you would have given Tavares at least a run out for those 8 games, which he impressed by. I think he only had 1 bad game in those 8 starts that he had. And then, as I said, Partey and Xhaka in the midfield. Odegaard takes up the 10 spot, Saka on the right, Martinelli on the left, and Lacazette, so again, surprisingly keeps his place. What's your thoughts on the team sheet, mate?
I'm not surprised by the Lacazette because I do believe he's a kind of a glue. He's the older figure. He's the big man up front, as they say. I mean, as much as I know you like Eddie Nketiah, I do think for link play purposes, I do prefer Laka, although, you and I sat together and watched him last game and, we weren't happy with his shooting.
Yeah.
And even the goal that, we thought was his was actually an OG. The rest of the team pretty much picks itself. I mean, there's an argument. Pepe deserves some involvement at some point in the same way that Tavares does. Will we continue to see Granit Xhaka pushed up further upfield like we've been seeing of late? As you know, I said the graphic in showing his average position is actually very advanced up the field, and therefore we're playing a more of a one-man pivot than a two-man pivot.
Which he's done a few times already.
Yeah.
He's done a few times already this season. And with obviously Partey protecting the back 4, and it's worked really well. And but I think everybody, what they want to see today is Lacazette break his goal drought.
Yeah.
And not just that, but secretly and quietly, I can talk about my favourite player, Martin Odegaard, who's literally going to be voted Player of the Month for February. He was on our channel. We did a poll on 101, and you guys chose Martin Odegaard as your Player of the Month for February. But and he's providing everything. He has more chances created than any player in November, December, and January, even though we had a poor January. And I think when I was listening to Sky Sports yesterday, they said February as well. So over the last 4 months of the season, Martin Odegaard has been the league's most creative player. And that's great. But for me, being an Odegaard fan, he hasn't scored in the last 11 games. So I'd like to see him get on the goals sheet. I'd like to see him be a little bit more advanced in his play and take some chances. Guys, there's a minute of applause for Football Stands Together with the Ukraine flag up in the Watford Stadium. So that's a fantastic sight to see. And there are some countries which we understand, including China, who's not happy with this sort of display. They were talking about not showing the games that are doing this or not showing the starts that are doing this. And good luck to them. We're not here to worry about China. Let China do China, and we will focus on what's going on in Europe and the UK. So nice little bit of respect there. What's going on, Pro Lover? Pro Lover says, good morning, guys. Haven't seen you in a while, bro. Gary says, Arsenal playing in red. Yeah, it's the first time I've seen them do this since they were in Europe a couple of years back in the Europa.
This is a very unusual look.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Yeah, it does seem kind of strange because you kind of think, well, there's no clash of the shorts. Yellow socks, white socks.
Yeah, it's really weird. G say, what's going on, G? G saying, yeah, I'd still argue his best football for us has come from there.
It's an early goal, 1-0. Oh my, what a quick goal. What a quick goal.
What the hell?
What a quick goal. Is he offside? Offside. Wow.
Okay. I've just started. I've just kicked off. I'm on the Sky Go app. All right, Tony, talk us through what's going on at the moment.
He's literally, I mean, it's very, very fine.
Right.
Very fine.
It's no goal, though.
No, it's offside. But it's very, very...
Yeah, let's have a look at this.
Hey, Kirk.
Ooh. Ooh. That was really sloppy. Okay, all right. Well, we got away with that one, guys. Jeez.
Yeah.
We got away with that one, man. Kurt says, greetings from Bournemouth. Oh, it's just around the corner from me. Where I've been watching Arsenal women beat Birmingham women. Okay, big shout out to you, bro. I wish I could have got out there and seen the game today. Gary says, I actually like Odegaard, but totally agree he needs to chip in with more goals. Yeah, he's got 4 so far this season. And we just would like a little bit more. If he finishes the season with 7 or 8, then I'd be happy with that. Cool Kate say, Laka to break his goal drought. Let's remember we have a good team. And that when that goal went in against Wolves from Laka, the Emirates was bouncing. Agreed. Gary says, couldn't we have worn blue? Mad. So, Tony, how's your weekend been going?
Yeah, been good, quiet. I mean, football-wise, not a lot happened that we weren't expecting.
Look at that. Yeah. Odegaard again. Intricate passes from Odegaard in the box. Sorry, go on, mate.
Yeah. No, just it was a nice ball in there as well from Thomas Partey. So, you were saying about Odegaard getting a goal. Wouldn't it be nice if Partey gets a goal? Because he has been playing really well.
He's been playing fantastically well in the midfield. Yeah, I agree.
Have a lovely sweeping ball out to Martinelli from Thomas Partey.
That's a great first touch by Martinelli.
Cross comes in. Oh, defender gets to it first, just ahead of the player.
Right, I'm on 2 minutes 30.
I'm 2:55.
I'm going to restart the app. Let me just restart the app.
Ball played in Partey again. Again, he breaks the line with a lovely... Oh, no, that one was well wide of anybody.
Actually, it says
it looks like a great ball, but Saka just didn't read it. Ball didn't go out.
Right, let's have a look and see where I am now. See if that sped me up a little bit. What time are you at the moment?
3:31.
Oh, brilliant! Yeah, I've caught up. I'm 3:20, so I'm not too bad. I just restarted the app. You're watching it live from Sky, aren't you? So I'm never going to be 100% watching it from the Sky Go app on my Xbox. So, guys, in the chat, man, what's been going on? A win today would certainly pave a massive deficit on the teams behind us. What's your prediction for today, guys? What's your prediction for today's game?
So I'm predicting a win.
I'm just going for 1-0, man. I think these games are tough right now, man.
Yeah, I mean, Watford are fighting for their lives. What a great pass by Odegaard into Saka. Returns it. Score! Yes, what a goal. He's done it. Martin Odegaard.
What?
Beautiful football.
Oh, my God.
Beautiful football.
Tony, I called it, mate.
Yeah, there you go. And what beautiful football between Saka and Odegaard.
Oh, brilliant.
Lovely.
Brilliant. So I want to shout out to Gary. Big shout out to Gary, because Gary was with me on that opinion. I said, I love this guy. He's been the best creative player in the league over the last 4 months. He's got 4 goals already this season.
Look at the back heel that he plays into Saka. It's just beautiful.
Yeah,
and then he just passes it into the corner. Oh, what
if he got in the goal sheet, look at that. Yeah, that's brilliant, that back heel. I mean, today, Real Madrid came out with comments a few days ago saying that they shouldn't have let him go and they regret it. And the most creative player in the Premier League has just put Arsenal up 1-0. Fantastic. It's the perfect start for Arsenal, guys. Odegaard starts the move when he combines brilliantly with Saka, as Tony said, the little back flick, which puts Saka into space. It's an assist for Saka as well. Another one. As Saka gets to the byline, cuts the ball back for Odegaard, who continues his run into the box and provides a lovely finishing touch. Arsenal go up 1-0. Fantastic, man. Gary says the back heel was sick. Yeah, man. Listen, I said it before. Everybody says to me, Apollo, who's your favorite player for Arsenal? And I've said this, Odegaard. Sorry, guys. I know a lot of people love the centre-backs, the goalkeeper. But I just think Odegaard, he reminds me of Ozil, and I think he can be better. I think he could be better than Ozil. The difference is assists don't count when you play through balls for strikers who are not on form. You get an informed striker who can finish the chances you create, then your assists will start racking up. That was the difference with Ozil when he was at Arsenal. He had Sanchez, Walcott, Giroud. He had all them players around him.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of goal scorers in this team,
right.
especially in double figures. And I go back to 2016, 2017, guys. Arsenal, 65 goals. 12 came from Ozil. 16 came from Giroud. 19 came from Walcott. And 31 came from Sanchez. That is 4 players over double figures in a single season. In this season so far, we've only got 1 player, and that's Smith Rowe in double figures. So that shows you what Martin Odegaard's working with. He's not working with a lot.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of makes you want to start having that conversation again. Which strikers, because, it's interesting. Tammy Abraham is a top scorer in Italy right now. And I watch Roma because they are my Italian favourite team. Mm-hmm. He misses a lot of chances, but he gets a lot and he takes a lot. Hence, he's the top scorer.
That's like Giroud, isn't it? He missed a lot of chances.
He missed a lot of chances. Oh, nice again. Nice. Oh, just great play again from Arsenal down the right flank.
Abdullah says sanitizer. Well, today is a sanitizer of sorts for Arsenal. If they win today, and I just saw that move that Tony was talking about just now, Gary says if Odegaard's goals match his work rate, 10. I just need 8, 9, or 10 because that's what we got from Ozil. Ozil averaged, the most he ever scored was 12, but he averaged 9 goals.
Watch out!
Season. Tony, talk to me.
There was an opportunity just there where the centre-backs were leaving the ball to nobody and looked like the striker could run through and pick up the ball. They just at the last second.
Wow. Big shout out to Nate. Hey, Nate, how you doing? I hope everything is okay. I hope you're enjoying the game. It's funny, Watford's just around the corner from me, but I really can't make those away games. I've got too much going on in my life to do that. And if I was at away games, then I wouldn't be here with all of you guys watching the game. So big shout out to everybody on YouTube. Hit that like button, guys. How much likes have we got? I haven't seen at the moment. Oh, we've got 12 likes. Very nice. GK, what's going on? I hope you're doing well, GK. Says, evening family, off to a great start. I want a thrashing. It would be nice, but our goal difference is already good. Remember when before Christmas, when we were looking at the top 4 teams had positive goal difference, 16 teams outside of the top 4 had a negative goal difference.
Dangerous position.
Is that the free kick for them, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
I actually think 2 in the wall maybe should be 3. There's a lot of acreage in that top left-hand corner. But he covers it. Well done. Oh, what a pass from Ramsdale.
So they got away with that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Ramsdale deals with that cross. GK says, can we go top 4 today if City do us? I think so, mate.
Yeah,
I think so.
We'll go top 4 if before the game starts if we win. And then if City do what they're expected to do and beat United, then we stay top 4.
Yeah, and remember, guys, they expected to beat Spurs, and look how that worked out.
True.
Look how that worked out, man.
What a goal! What a goal! Watford have just scored a bicycle kick from Hernandez.
Oh, shit.
It's a great goal. There's no denying it.
Wow.
He's just scored an absolute peach.
Oh, shit. Wow. I did say this wasn't going to be easy, guys.
Yeah.
My God.
That's a great goal.
Arsenal don't let in a lot of goals, but there's not much you could do about that one. Wow, what a goal. What a goal. There's not much you can say about that one, guys. Seriously.
I mean, if there's anything I would say is, you know, you've got to stop the source. And this is something we've seen time and time again down that left flank.
Yeah,
Players are getting it too easy.
They did play the overlap. They did play the overlap, though. So you can see, look, the right back runs on.
You're meant to read that overlap. That overlap was obvious because the guy's standing. He's in a standing position. So when the guy starts his run, you got to see that.
Yeah. I think that was Martinelli that was going with him.
Martinelli, yeah. You know.
That was a great finish.
Cucho Hernandez, Colombia. So it's 1-0.
So we got ourselves a football game, guys.
Yeah. Could have been 2-1, but for an offside. Oh. Referee. Yeah, thank you. A nice bit of play from Odegaard. Lets the ball just go past him, but then the player fouls him. It shows the guy's got so many moves.
Wow, can you believe that? We're 12 minutes in at the moment. 12 minutes in, and we've got all this action going on here. Lord. Yeah, Gary said United don't best City. Yeah, for real. Bobby, what's going on, Bobby? I hope you're doing well. Bobby says, what a rubbish defender I was. We were just talking about they played on the overlap, and it was Martinelli who sort of lost track of the penetration from the right back. So, yeah, man, it's a very, very difficult one there. But I believe it was Firmino who had the overlap. It was a great goal, though. Take nothing away from him, Bobby. It was a great goal. What's going on, Mark? Mark says, woohoo. And then he goes, duh. Gary says, cracking finish. Randall as well. Let them back in. Yeah, but I mean, when they score a great goal like that, you got to give them kudos.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to give them a little bit of respect for the finish because it was a cracking goal. If you can't say that was, well, you know, we talk about Martinelli and he lost track of that, but again, that's what the play is designed to do. The overlap is designed to catch you napping, and that's what it did. Vincey, how you doing, bro? Vincey working on his audio at the moment. Nay says there are no more easy. Yeah, I agree. There are no easy games. Every game is an FA Cup final. Watford are trying to survive. Arsenal are trying to make the top 4. There's so many things that are actually going on inside of this league right now that there are no easy games. So I totally agree. A lot of our fan base don't believe that, though. A lot of our fan base think we should be turning up and taking 3 points before the whistle even goes. But, you know, maybe those guys will never realize the realism of how competitive this league is. But I don't think this is the last of the goals for today, guys.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, very low. Very low.
Yeah.
How's that now? Better?
Still quite low, buddy.
Yeah, can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, you're loud and clear, Apollo.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, what's just happened there? Yeah, Tony, can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear.
Okay, all right.
How's this sound better? It's better?
Say again. Keep going.
Is it better?
Yeah, that's better.
All right, nice. I just missed the worldie.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
Good goal. How was our first goal?
Very,
Lovely.
very good.
Beautiful piece of football.
All Martin Odegaard.
Okay.
Yeah, all
Well,
Martin
not
Odegaard.
all. Half and half.
Yeah.
Who
All
scored then? Who scored?
Martin
Odegaard.
Odegaard scored a
He
beautiful.
He
You'd have
started the
loved
move.
it because it was a triangle football between Saka and Odegaard.
Okay. Nice. What's going on, family? How you guys doing? Big up the guys and panel. Sorry I'm late, but got my away scarf
He's offside.
from back in the day.
Yeah, for real. Nice one.
Back in the day. What's going on, Greg? Big up yourself, man. Enough love.
Good pass.
I'm just turned to.
I'm 16 minutes and 20 seconds.
Oh, I'm 15:04, so I'm behind you
Ooh.
guys.
Yeah, quite a way.
Okay, so Arsenal on the break with Saka.
What's up, 18, man? Enough love, man. Big up yourself.
Hey, Vincey getting bare love in the chat, you know. Vincey getting bare love.
It's because I come. Yeah, GK, man. Evening. I'm a late arrival, so that's how it goes, man.
Give him back. Turn out. Nice. That's it.
I'm gonna try and see if I can catch up on the stream.
Oh. Chip.
So this is a home game for you, Apollo, just up the road, isn't it?
Yeah, I was just saying that, but my family's out in Edmonton, Chingford. Lisa's dad, who passed away last year, it's his birthday today, so that's where everybody is. They're just at the gravesite in prayer at the moment.
Okay.
G says, whatever it is we're doing, there's no denying we look a better team 90% of the league. Teams like this look like they have no hope against us these days. Yeah, I go with that. That's coming from someone who was Arteta out.
Shot comes in from Thomas Partey, but unfortunately, he's driven it wide.
Yeah, I think I've caught up now. I'm 18:05 now.
Oh, so you're about the same as Tony, just ahead of me.
Okay. Yeah, it's a good shot. Good bit of skill by Partey.
Yeah. On his weakened left foot.
That was close. Yeah, that was close. Did you guys hear what Mikel Arteta said about Partey this week? About you want to see him in training? He scores worldies all the time, and obviously he's had 11 goals. Now, don't nod your head, Tony. He's got 11 goals for Ghana, man. You know that.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm saying I'm not surprised he scores worldies in training, because the way he shoots kind of tells you he must be scoring in training.
Yeah,
to have the confidence to play and keep doing what he's doing.
Yeah. And I have talked to you two, including Bertram, about the shots he's made, which have pulled off some fantastic saves from goalkeeper. There are like 3 or 5. They're like probably 4 or 5 of them where he could have scored, but the goalkeepers have made some brilliant saves, especially Alisson, that one against Liverpool, which I'll never forget. I thought that was going in all the way. But look, Alisson just made a call. Look at that, another touch there from Odegaard, which Lacazette doesn't really read. GK says, wanted Arteta from day one before Emery. Yeah, me too. Me too, mate. Me too.
Can't knock Emery.
Yeah, for real.
The record is phenomenal.
Guys, I don't know if you've noticed this, but what I'm looking at...
Oh, nice, Gabriel.
Watford look very up for it today.
They need to be.
Oh, well, yeah, otherwise they're going to get relegated.
Exactly.
Are you guys a fan of the red shorts?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it reminds me of Arsenal in the early 90s.
Well, good to see Martinelli back.
Yeah, he's done nothing yet though, so I think he needs to.
A lot of people will put him in at fault for their goal, Vincey.
Yeah,
but I mean, yeah, it is what it is, man. Watford are sitting second from bottom at the moment. A win today for Watford would put them in 16th.
Oh,
So,
yeah, go on.
so this is very important for Watford, playing at home against the London rival.
Do you know what? I think Gary Stringer, and GK have hit the nail on the head. Exact my thoughts. It is like watching Rotherham. It is.
Explain.
They play the same colours.
That's their colours.
Oh, right, okay.
The way the kit is, it's like it just doesn't look Arsenal.
The GK said he doesn't like the all red. Yeah, what it is, GK?
We've seen it loads of times before in the past.
But I can't understand why white shorts would even clash in a game like this. So whose idea was that?
Yeah, it's a weird one.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Is Smith Rowe on the bench?
Yes, he is.
Sure.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me just check. I did have the team sheet up. No, he's not. On the bench is Leno, Holding, Tavares, Swanson, El Nene, Lakonga, Pepe, Hutchison, and Nketiah.
Oh, okay, wow.
So no Smith Rowe, no Tomiyasu. Party here on the left.
Let's
go
go
on the right.
Save him for double week against Liverpool.
Yeah. Game's starting to calm down a little bit though. Nay says Smith Rowe has still got COVID. Wow.
Okay. Wow.
If he's had it for that long, it can't be good. Yeah, if he's had it for that long, then yeah, that's surprising. Maybe he might have caught Delta. There's still some Delta out there, even though 95% of it is all Omicron.
Do you know if Tom's at the game?
No, I did message him yesterday, but I don't know if he's at the game today. G says Saka just another day at the office tormenting the opposition left back, and says Odegaard, what a player! Could see he was an absolute baller last season at times. Had a difficult. Yeah, Tony didn't think so. When I talked to Tony about it and poured off what Odegaard was doing, assists, creativity, balls running it, they weren't having it. But now I'm glad because everybody can see exactly what I was talking about when he was here for the first 6 months on loan. It says, could see he was an absolute baller last season, had a difficult start for us, but has been performing better and better with each game. The lad's got everything. Yeah, he has got everything, mate. He's got everything.
Well, I think the one thing that he's lacking, which he makes up for it with his passing and his vision, is pace. But he uses pace in an intelligent way. Where some people use raw pace as in blistering pace, he's using pace in a different way with his how he gets into spaces and his intelligence with the ball. So, sometimes where we expect him to have raw pace with that ability, he's using it with his mind and his passing.
I mean, to be honest, where he plays, you don't need that blistering pace anyway. Pace is more a requirement for strikers and wingers.
Yeah, because I mean, Kuke just said, Vinci, Kevin De Bruyne doesn't have pace either, nor does Coutinho. GK says, but he's proven me wrong these last few games, controlling on taking risk. Yeah, I agree with Tony. I think as long as he gets the ball, what Ozil was good at was finding that space in the hole. That's where you can do the damage.
So here's what I'm going to say from my read of the game so far. The experiment with Xhaka playing up along... oh,
God. Ramsdale spilled that one.
Yeah, so...
Ramsdale been in shaky form lately.
My reading of the game with Xhaka playing up more advanced position with Martinelli, it's not bearing a great amount of fruit right now.
They're getting us on the overlap on that right-hand side every single time. Odegaard is just so smart in possession, man. Such a smart player in possession.
Oh, come on.
Mm-mm.
Xhaka's got to do better there. Edge of the
Mm-mm.
box. He's got a volley on and he skies it into Rose.
Hold
But
on,
Tony,
guys.
did you see? Did you see
Hold on,
just
guys. Back
before
in a
that
second.
passage of play where they could have passed that ball with that run, that diagonal run from Partey, and then he decided to switch it over to Martinelli?
No, I didn't see that. There's a push, ref.
Oh, I think Lacazette made the run across. That was it.
Deliver. Yeah. You're in.
Oh, poor shot.
Oh. Corner? No.
Poor shot.
Watford have had 4 shots on target to Arsenal's 1. So at the moment, I would say we're kind of not doing anything down the left-hand side. Lacazette at the moment hasn't really established himself. I mean, I can't recall a touch in the box as yet. Okay, here's Martinelli's first real chance to do something from the right-hand side. Oh, a lot of footwork.
Tony, you notice
and then he passes it back to the. Oh, come on!
But Tony, you know what I keep on saying, and you know how we used to play football is triangles. We too
And that's
far
what
apart.
scored the first goal. That is exactly what scored the first goal, and that's why I'm saying with Granit Xhaka's positioning, yeah, he's meant to be the foil to Martinez in the same way that Odegaard is to Saka.
Yeah.
So when you've got Odegaard and Saka playing together down the right hand side, there's no match for that on the right hand side.
And that's the balance.
On the left hand side, sorry.
Yeah, and that's balance. So you can give it either side. You spray the ball. Our play changes completely when it's on that left hand side. On the left hand side of our formation. Because we can't then play triangles because we're too far apart from each other.
Yeah.
So it's left to individual skill, or then it slows the play down, and then we go back to crossing the ball in.
Sissoko with the effort from clear out of 35 yards.
He cut across it, didn't he?
Top.
He cut across the ball.
You could see what he was looking at. He had a lot of sight of the goal, but just couldn't keep the ball down. Look, the ball always goes down the right-hand side. It's literally it makes it predictable for the opposition because they're looking and thinking, well, they're going to stack everything right-sided.
Yeah, but look what happens, yeah? We've seen that what Lacazette, we talk about what Lacazette adds to the team, but he drops so far into midfield that pushes Partey onto the defence.
Oh, come on.
Oh, great goal.
Great goal.
Great goal.
Great goal. Well done, Laka. Well done, Laka.
Yes, man. Bad man goal. And that's what I'm talking about. Having people close to you, just let the ball off, bang, you can shoot.
Yeah, well done, Laka. That's a great bit of hold-up play.
Yeah. That's completely what it's about. Having bodies beside you that you can. Well done, Saka. There you go. Well done.
Yeah, guys, what a goal. Look at that. He actually wins the ball back high up the pitch. It's another assist for Lacazette. That's 3 assists in the last 6 games for Lacazette.
We were just saying, Apollo, that Laka wasn't really contributing. I think this was, for me, that was his first proper touch in the box.
Yeah.
And I've also been talking about the lack of penetration and sort of threat down the left-hand side. I mean, we're so clearly one-sided in this game that, everything's coming down Saka and Odegaard. Clearly, the 2 goals have come from those 2 right-sided players.
Yeah.
And you look at the left-hand side and you're looking and saying, well, you just don't get that same threat between Martinelli and Granit Xhaka.
Yeah.
Div?
One more. Go. Oh, come on. Better head on that. What's going on, Bertram?
Yes, big up B.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Come on, Bertram, you got to be joining us. It's Sunday afternoon.
No, I did speak to Bertram yesterday, and he said he was busy this weekend. I think he's out of town still. I know we were supposed to do a preview yesterday, me, him, and Neomis, and I just couldn't get the timing right. Neomis is very, very busy, and I just can't get the time right for me and Neomis to get on, whether that be 11 p.m., midnight. It's like, we've not been able to sort that out. So I was trying to get Bertram to come in on it, and it just didn't work out yesterday. Bertram says,
in relation to your statement about Tierney, I think the Tierney absence in that trio stems with, I think you have to have control of the area of the pitch, and I don't think they feel quite control with Xhaka over there. So I get what you're saying. Yeah, Tierney isn't. I mean, he's there, but he's not a threat. But the difference is you haven't got a Martin Odegaard over there. So when the ball's on the left-hand side, you're looking and you're thinking, well, what's Xhaka going to do?
Nay said...
It was all left-sided there, and then all of a sudden, we're on the right-hand side again. And now
Nay's calling...
Nay's
calling Saka her son. 18 says, where's Ebony? I talk to Ebony every day. She's in Jamaica. She'll be back here next week. I'll be going to the Leicester game with her. But yeah, she's doing really, really well. She's loving the sun. The heat at the moment is 28 degrees, 28 Celsius out there, and she's getting some real good downtime.
Man on.
She's getting some real good downtime.
I'll tell you what, I've got to say that passage of play that Lacazette played in the middle, great touch, great body strength, great passing. It was just nice.
Yeah, I think that there was, for me, it's all about the intensity. I was talking to Tom Aston in the week and Vincey on the forum.
Go on, give it to him. Martinelli is in an acre of a room.
Yeah, shocking vision. Shocking vision.
And what we were talking about was how TalkSport and Gary Neville were saying Arsenal's got no identity. And I explained, we know what our identity is. And it is to dominate teams high up the pitch. And you just saw Saka winning the ball back there from the midfielder and it turned into an opportunity. That is part of Arteta ball. That's what that's all about. Not looking at what other teams are doing, but taking the fight to them on the front foot and dominating games. And you just saw an example of what that looks like there on the goal that Saka scored. That is all Arteta, nothing else. That's what he expects from his team, winning the ball back high up the pitch, putting pressure on opposing teams, playing it out on the back, and getting that high intensity over the term of the game. So Arteta would be happy with that goal. GK saying Tierney is dangerous at times in one-on-one situations. I think, I wouldn't say by himself, but I think playing together as in the overlap and the triangles, then he's definitely an efficient and effective player on the left side. the concern is that he's an average defender. I think all Arsenal fans, since we've had him for the last few seasons, we could probably say he's good going forward. He's an average defender.
That's so I couldn't. Martinez.
And so for me, I think that is he Monreal? Maybe, but not yet. I wouldn't say he's at Monreal's level yet because Monreal was just so consistent every game.
And Monreal will score you 4 goals a season.
Yeah. But he never had a bad game, Tony.
Yeah.
That's why we used to call him Mr. Consistency. He had so many sevens in player ratings.
Yeah, for sure. Between him and the back, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I think we've been a bit harsh on Tierney. I've been saying this all season for the past 2 seasons. The way we move the ball has to improve. And we do that, we'll get a better performance from Tierney. I think he's compensating for how we play football. When he was at Celtic, the guy was lights out.
Sometimes.
So, I'm not gonna crucify Tierney right now. I do think we are making progress and improvements with our ball movement, but we still got more to do.
I agree with GK's statement there. He just can't get those crosses on target. Yeah, he's crossing. If you look at Cedric's crossing, Soares, which is fantastic, by the way.
Yeah.
And to a point, Tomiyasu can cross the ball as well. He's not given enough respect for that, Tomiyasu. But Tierney's a hit and hope type of player. He just if he gets the ball, he doesn't even look up or anything like that. He just puts the ball in. And I remember when Saka played at left back and he had all those assists. He had 14 assists in one season when he played under in Emery's latter part and Arteta's early days. And that's just because he was so efficient at finding players on the ball. So, yeah. Big shout out there. He rated Monreal. It said especially in the back three. I think in the back three, you can get away with playing Tierney as a wing back.
Way too much. Awful cross from Martinelli.
I think you can get away with playing him as a wing back there in the back three.
So this is a game that very soon I'm going to get to the point where I'm going to say, hoik him. Martinelli has not done a single thing in this game. And you got a guy like Pepe on the bench who you just know he's got the ball. Stuff is going to happen. I like the idea of pace. Obviously Martinelli has got ridiculous pace. But, pace without precision, you know what I mean? It's just nothing. Okay, go on. Now we're gone. Going the wrong way. Oh, Jesus.
G says Odegaard is just running the show. He's talking to Mark Ellis there.
But he's playing all right side and there's nothing going on down the left. I mean,
Partey's having a blinder. Thomas Partey's having a blinder today, guys. I have to say, because it's gone unsung so far. 38 minutes gone. Thomas Partey's putting in his form since he's come back. And it wasn't since that. It was the Man City game. So I can say this year, in 2022, Thomas Partey has been fantastic. Kuke says, this guy is so talented. England have a gem in Saka. Maybe Balogun next. Oh, no. Oh, didn't you guys hear? Didn't you guys hear the news about Balogun?
No.
Okay, so he's withdrawn his England nationalship and he's going to be playing for the USA moving forward. I thought you guys... I forgot to mention it at the beginning of the game because it is news. So Cool K, he won't be playing for England anymore. He'll be now playing for the USA national team. So,
interesting.
Balogun. Remember, guys, Balogun has had the choice of Nigeria, America. Many of you guys might not know this, but he was actually born in America and came over to the UK when he was 2 years old. So Balogun is actually an American.
Okay.
Yeah, which I don't think a lot of our fan base sort of know that. GK was saying, I was saying when Monreal was in the back three, he was still performing consistently. He performed consistently in a 3 or 4.
Yeah. It was just Mr. Consistency, wasn't he?
It was. Guys, what's your thoughts on Balogun choosing to play for his home country?
I'm fine with it.
Vincey?
100% fine with it, man. You know what I mean? I think he'll be looked after better with the USA. He'll get more game time and he can develop.
Yeah, I agree.
Sorry, I just have to shout out to Andrew Roach, man. I've been chomping on some.
Both of you have. You and Tony are just getting down. You're making me feel hungry, man.
Chomping on some donut, man. King sweet.
Oh, look, they're shoving and pushing Xhaka now. Look, Xhaka, just walk away, Xhaka. Just walk away. Just walk away.
Take him out, Xhaka, man. Don't listen to them mans there, man. Don't stand for them nonsense.
The thing is, Xhaka's the kind of player, he will get retribution.
He'll get sucked in.
Yeah,
He's
man,
the kind of player that gets sucked in.
Man.
Look,
man. Take his skin out.
Look, he wants to chat shit to the player now. Yeah. Just walk away, bro.
No, Xhaka will get his retribution.
You're 30 years old and you still ain't worked out your discipline yet, man. Just walk away when you see that happen. Andrew, what's going on, Andrew? He said, cheese on, Vincey, tucking in the food for real. Gary says, everything is down the right. Yeah, it is. It is. Everything is down the right, mate. And Nay says, I assume he wants more game. Yeah, and I think that's the reason for it as well. When you look at the England team, you've got a guy like Smith Rowe, who's Arsenal's leading scorer, and he's going to struggle to get into that England setup. You know, you've got Foden, you've got Grealish, you've got Mount, you've got Saka. So, yeah, man. Everyone's going crazy on Xhaka. I think that's Mark. Mark, I can't see. It says Facebook user, but I think that's Mark Ellis. He says, no, Xhaka. Remember, guys, if you want us to see your name, just click the link on top of the heading, which says StreamYard would allow you to show your name. And then that'll take you to another page where you can authorize it, and then I'll be able to see your name. Nay says Xhaka can't help himself. WWE wrestler. Andrew says Jeremy Corbyn is a left winger and he supports Arsenal. Indeed, my friend, indeed. Beyonce, Jay-Z, enough Arsenal support out there, man. GK says, I don't know what his position. Yeah, I don't think. Well, look, I've been saying from the time when he was in the academy that he's an 8. And I've always said to them guys, he's Aaron Ramsey's natural replacement. So I've always looked at Smith Rowe as an 8. And maybe because the formation is what it is, the 8 has to play a different role. I mean, look, Joe Willock could have done that. And you sold him for 25 million, but you didn't want to sell Smith Rowe to Aston Villa. I think you could have kept both. I think Joe Willock would have thrived at Arsenal. Definitely would have struggled for playing time, though. But I think he would have thrived. Sorry. So 2-1, half-time is looming, guys. We're 44 minutes gone. And
Send it out, man. My man's out there on the island.
He is.
Send it out.
There was an option there, wasn't there?
Of course there was.
He was sitting there waiting.
Just send it. My man's sitting down there sniffing grass.
It's like totally down the right-hand side.
Look at the poise in Thomas Partey's game. He didn't have enough on that one. And that's one back again. Look, Arsenal are winning the ball back consistently. Every time Watford...
Unlucky.
Fantastic stuff. Arsenal are just managing this game right now. G says, this is what Lacazette excels at. Staying close to the goal, getting off goals and assists. It's what he might excel at it, but is he good at it? Is he really that good? Or is he the best option that we've got? There's a difference, G, in him being leveled as very good at hold-up play or just being very good, or just being the best player at Arsenal doing that, which doesn't really say much. He's the best option we've got, and that's not a good option. It's not an option you want. You want a better player, and they're doing that. Andrew says, apparently Apollo was asked, what is Xhaka's best position? His reply was, at another club. Agreed. Yeah, remember...
Stop clowning Xhaka, man. Stop clowning the man. Man, where's the shirt? Sweat out the shirt, man. Stop clowning the man.
Yeah, I just boycott him because there's other people here at the panel who can big him up. So I just let plenty of love to go around.
Man, sweat out the shirt for 90 minutes, put in tackle, fight man, get sent off, and you want to clown him, man. Leave the man alone.
Gary says we don't need to
man.
manage the game and go and win it and then manage it. It really depends. We've taken the sting out of Watford's game at the moment, Gary. Tactically, Arteta's got this right. If it wasn't for that worldie, Arsenal would be up 2-0 and very comfortable. I don't think that they're posing a threat centrally or on the left. Everything for them is coming on the right-hand side.
Good
and
football.
That is just a modular, a short little, a tweak, if you like, on how he defends that left-hand side for what they're doing.
Bad pass by Cedric there.
It's the first mistake he's made in a while.
I tell you, all you Xhaka fans, would you, if you had Kevin Richardson in this Arsenal team right now, you'd probably be thanking yourself that you got Granit Xhaka right now. If all those fans who from the ACs who remember Kevin Richardson, you'd be thanking yourself that you got Xhaka right now in the team.
Well, yeah. I was, you know what?
I wasn't Kevin Richardson.
Yeah, I didn't, and I wasn't a fan of John Jensen either. Productive, just a waste of space. So no, sorry guys, you ain't got me on board on that one.
I'm sorry, I got to disagree with you. John Jensen was a midfield marauder, mate. He was never a waste of space.
Yeah, just couldn't
not
shoot.
For me, man. Not for me.
Oh yeah, Stevie Williams. That's what I'm saying. You go back in the days of our midfielders, and you look at what we've got now.
Talk to me about Paul Davis. Talk to me about Paul Davis, and then you got my attention.
Nah, it's different level, man. Different level, but
he was different level. You're right.
Yeah, different level. Totally right. But we're talking Steve Williams, Kevin Richardson, David Hillier, Ian Selly. Come on now. You can't be clowning man like Xhaka, man. You can't be berating a man. Ian Selly,
man's talking about. Listen, those Arsenal Stuart Houston days is something I don't really want to talk.
We're desperate for midfield invention. Desperate.
I got no love for them Bruce Rioch and Stuart Houston days.
I'm finished. Oh, loving his football, loving it.
Oh man,
Davis was a ledge for real, Gary.
So, guys, what a game we have at Vicarage Road so far. And very, very enjoyable. It's going exactly the way we want it to go. I'm just going to take a cheeky look at the table because you lot know I like to do that. Tony and Vincey and Bertram hate when I do that.
I don't know. I don't believe in the table.
But Arsenal are sitting there nice and juicy in fourth place.
Tony, look at you.
With 2 games in hand and 2 more goals scored than Man United. Couldn't be better. If the game finishes like this, we'll be in a brilliant position, guys.
Hold it, Salty. Seaman, Dixon, Winterburn, Vieira, Bold, Adams, Platt, Wrighty, Merson. Yeah, that's a midfield, man. Them teams are just like ballers. Vince Bartram, okay. Remy Gard, Ian Selly. Just remember, Stephen Hughes. I loved his left foot, Stephen.
Steve, he was a guy. He was my guy.
Love his left foot.
You lot are talking about League Cup team. I'm talking about Champions League team, man. Come on,
man.
Guys,
Forget
man.
Champions. These man's held their position in the league, man. Week in, week out.
Yeah, look, Gary's on that Steve Williams tip as well. Andrew says, I gone peeps. Here's a valuable 3 points, fingers crossed. Nice one, Andrew. Big shout out to you, my friend.
Nice one, Rochi.
Yeah, big up yourself,
G
man.
says that was from Mark Ellis again. Yeah, we're not getting Mark Ellis's name on the messages. It says Lacazette isn't aging well. Is that Bertram in disguise? That's typing for G. I think he has very good to bad. What's that? Matolantria. Like if he takes one of those, the age test, his biological age would be close to 60 or 70 already. Oh Lord. Guys, I think as I'm getting older, I just turned 53 last week. Sorry, 54 last week. Oh, nice, Tony.
Nice.
And yeah, I might need glasses, man. The way I'm having to sit here and read all of this stuff. No, and I'm saying that, and the two guys with me in the chat are already wearing glasses.
Man, I can't. Without these, I can still see, but it's challenging, man. Brain work, it's painful.
Yeah,
I only need it for TV. Everything else, I'm fine.
Man, yeah, it's not easy being 54, guys. I just turned that last week, and my eyes are starting to feel it.
Paolo Venezza.
Paolo Venezza used to live around the corner from me.
Oh, Diawara. Man, we had some players that... Come on, seriously? Diawara. Didn't make it, did he? Boamote, David Lukic. John Lukic. Oh, yeah, Gondig. Gilles Grimaldi. Competent player.
Yeah.
Stephen Hughes, man. Left foot.
Stephen Hughes was my guy, man. We used to go
Stephen
out.
Hughes, you know what I mean?
That was my guy.
Oh, let's pick up this one here. Let's pick up this one here before we go and get everybody's thoughts about half time. We just want to bring this important message to Arsenal fans. Today was the third time in Bukayo Saka's career that he scored and assisted in a Premier League game. So, for me, guys, fantastic first half. Arsenal took the early lead after a fantastic goal from Martin Odegaard, who started the move and finished with fine form before Hernandez's brilliant overhead kick to level the score. Saka then won the ball up high up the pitch, provided a fine finish with a great assist by Lacazette to restore Arsenal's lead. And that's how it stayed. For me, I think we're going to see a few more goals in the second half, although, as Gary Stinger did point out, that Arsenal did look like they were in management mode for the last 10 minutes. And if that's how you're going to take the sting out of Watford, because Watford was not a threat in the last 10 minutes, or maybe the last 15 minutes of the half. Yeah. And it did look like to me there that whatever plan that Watford came out with, Arsenal had just nullified it. And that's why they were probably in game management mode. So you might not expect to see too much in the second half, but I would like to see Arsenal come out with another goal. Michelle, who was it? Michelle and Tom and Mark T were talking about on the forum about how many goals this team has scored with and without Aubameyang. And it's striking. We're averaging... so I think it's 1.7 more goals per game without Aubameyang, and that is shocking when you consider he's single-handedly kept Arsenal out of the relegation zone for the last few years. So it's a strange one, but that's what happens when philosophies clash and players don't submit systems. When I spoke to Mike T and Michelle on the forum, I explained in terms of it doesn't really matter how good Aubameyang is. Look at the situation at Chelsea with Romelu Lukaku. Sometimes quality strikers will struggle in a system that permits a little bit where you need a little bit more out of that player. And I think Lukaku was feeling that. Aubameyang definitely felt that at Arsenal. So it really isn't about the player. It's more about the manager and the philosophies in the system. It doesn't mean that the player is bad in any sorts. And we have to look at that as well as anything else.
But can I just say that, Apollo? I don't think Arteta managed the system at all to get the best out of Arteta once he signed that contract. You know, I see what's happening now. I see we're scoring goals, but you take Aubameyang's goals out the situation, Lacazette's not scoring so much goals. So it's showing that the system that we're playing is not yielding to that top striker scoring enough goals, whether it's Aubameyang or Lacazette. It's the same thing.
Well, there are things to look at. First of all, the fact that we, and I said this to you guys many months ago, you didn't believe me, but now you do. When I talked, I think the conversation we had was in October, and I said to you how Odegaard was one of the most creative people in the league. He was in the team, and when we went through the stats, Tony said, look, I don't care about Arsenal. I want him to be that player in the league. Now he is. He's the most creative player in the league over the last 4 months. But I could see that brooming from months back because I was tracking what he was doing at the club out of all of our players. The fact that we had him taking the charge, he's the leader in this team. And that's why I'm fully on board for him to be the captain, just like he is for his national team. Secondly,
the thing that stood there, Apollo, was the fact that it wasn't difficult to be that guy at Arsenal. Because think about it. If you take Martin Odegaard out of this team right now, who steps in those boots? There is no player.
Yeah, we would die, mate. We would die. Although they're calling Smith Rowe a 10, as I said, he's more of an 8. And you for seeing what Odegaard's doing on the pitch, Smith Rowe can't do that. He's a different player.
Different.
He's a different,
totally different.
You want him playing in front of you, not behind you. So
and to give him credit, and to give Odegaard credit, he's more mature. You know, he's an international captain. You know, he's more mature, and that's not to discredit Smith Rowe, but he's just more of an accomplished player, and he's proven it now.
The second thing is our goal difference was -4, and now it's +12. So scoring has actually got better, as Michelle was talking about on the forum, since we've taken them out. And those are what we would call adjustments to the personnel. The system has stayed the same. Sometimes it's flexed, but not as much as we would have liked it to. I think we can all agree on that. But this isn't square pegging round holes, which is what I'm talking about. Arteta's found the balance now. He's got it right. Now all he has to do is pick and choose personnel. He's no longer Arteta's no longer making the team suffer on the personnel level because of the system. He is not doing that anymore. It's now things are starting to be put in place. The consistency is there. Players are no longer thinking about what they got to do before they do it. They're now being reactive. They now know what they're doing, sort of rather than being reactive. So it's a much more fluid system now. Everybody's starting to understand their roles. Everybody's starting to get more confident in their roles. As the goals and assists start coming in, that's only going to increase that confidence level further. Vincey, sorry, Tony, did you finish on your breakdown on the first half?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to reiterate the point about the weak left side. It is, for me, it's a cause for concern because quite clearly, Vincey's player is a player of incredible talent and huge amount of upside. And I believe we're not utilising him in the correct way. I think, this team would be far more dangerous if what you see down the right-hand side was replicated down the left-hand side. That would give the team far greater balance, and that would mean that the opposition themselves would also have much more difficulty in trying to restrain the team because you can overload your defense. You can say, like, okay, everything Arsenal do will predominantly come down their right flank.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Vincey?
Just to complement what Tony's saying, to get that balance, and it's not a discredit to my client, but I think the only person who kind of matches Saka in that position on the left-hand side would be Pepe, or depending on the opponent, we use Tavares, because they're both competent players on the ball and can take on players on their left foot, whereas Martinelli is more right-footed and he does his skill on the right. So this is something that Arteta is going to have to develop to find that balance, because, as I say, it's easy to defend once teams figure that out. But going on the first half performance, it's just good to see that, good goals that we've scored, good movement, good support, good finishing. It's a tough game. I knew this game was going to be a tough one because Watford have a history of playing good at home against us. But even so, as you've mentioned, that Watford need to get a result today. So
yeah, that will take them from 19th to 16th out of the relegation zone.
Yeah. So expect the first 10 minutes of the second half for Watford to really come out at us. But you know what? It's credit to the team, credit to Arteta, credit to the fans as well. I mean, 3 goals first half. Nothing to
So it's
complain,
funny
really.
you mentioned that because I'm reading here that Nuno Tavares has actually started 4 games for Benfica playing as a left winger.
And that's what I'm saying. If you look at at the attributes of how he plays on the ball,
he's played right back, left back, and left wing.
Yeah, he can naturally fit into that position. But you've also got Pepe there, so we spoiled for choices, but it's how Arteta wants to mold the team and how he's playing. We're looking for balance. If we got balance, we'll be a very hard team to defend against whilst we're attacking with this type of play.
And that's why I put the onus on Granit Xhaka, because what he's being asked to do is to replicate what Martin Odegaard is doing down the right-hand side. And he's clearly incapable of doing that.
But his managers asked him not to do. His managers asked him not to replicate that, but rely on the likes of Martinelli or Tierney with the 1-2s and movements to do what Odegaard's doing. So that's where you get the static play on that left-hand side. If you put Pepe there, Pepe's natural ability will kind of fuse into what Odegaard tries to do, but then does Arteta want a Pepe to do that type of football? He may only want one player in the team to do it at any time, and that being the Odegaard or being a Smith Rowe in that central position whenever he plays there. He probably doesn't want his wingers doing that type of play.
And that's the reason why I said there's no more square peg in round holes, because there's a reason why Pepe's not on the pitch. There's a reason why some other guys are not on the pitch. And those are the things that the fans can't see.
I'd like to make a proposal. I'd like to ask the guys. So if you could send into the chat, if you were going to change Granit Xhaka for a player, I'm going to leave it to you. I don't want you to pick the obvious. I mean, the obvious would be Kevin De Bruyne. But I want you to think, players we've possibly been linked with, players in other teams, who could play that position where Granit Xhaka is playing, like the foil to Martin Odegaard on the right-hand side. My immediate thought is, would that be the kind of position that Houssem Aouar would take up, for instance?
It would be.
We have been linked with him over and over again.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah, it's a good question, Tony. And I'll just add that Partey wouldn't be the person who'd be playing above that person, even though Partey's here. Because his natural position is he drops deep a lot.
Yeah.
So look, put your names in for that player who's going to complement Odegaard moving forward on the left-hand side.
I mean, I'm looking right now. While
Partey's so strong on the ball, man.
Spot, Xhaka was further ahead of him.
Yeah. I said the same thing to Apollo when we were at the Brentford game. He's not alongside Partey. He's so far ahead.
Doing?
Oh, what's going on
here?
What
are you doing?
You got back. Got
away with that.
I thought that was out for a throw.
Okay, what are you going to do now?
I don't know what Ramsdale's head's gone, mate.
That was a terrible decision.
Yeah, but I mean, funny enough, what we've been seeing is erratic play from Ramsdale lately, but it still hasn't cost us a goal. But it will.
Just going to read out what Coletta said. He said, "We're not going to move forward till we get a goal-scoring striker." And Lackery is not that player.
Yeah, 100%. GK says Uber likes to sit on the last man. Yeah, and that doesn't work in our system. They're totally right. Gary says Nuno can definitely play further up forward. Dirty says Lacazette is a central midfielder, masquerading as a 9. His stats prove that. I think people are looking at him wrong. It's not so much looking at him wrong. It's looking at him within the philosophy of this system. That's what the issue is. This guy scored 35, 40 goals in France. And since he's come here, he's failed to get 20. 20 is what Walcott and Giroud was getting for Arsenal, and we were saying that weren't good enough. And Lacazette has never got to that level. Even remember in his first year here when Wenger signed him, he did play as a lone striker. So he has had those. He's a different player now, playing in a different system. But even when he was first here, he had a few seasons where he was playing as a central main striker, but the goals have just not matured. He hasn't sort of developed in this league. I think we can sort of say that. Still a player who's much loved by the fans, and at one point was the player of the season with 18 goals and 11 assists. But unfortunately, as Carletto just said, unless we get a striker who's scoring 20 plus, then we're not going to get anywhere as far as Champions League, winning the league or anything like that goes. Gary says Xhaka is better when he just drops into cover for Katie when he bombs forward.
Here we go. Left hand side. No, gone back down the right hand side. Just when you think something's going to happen down the left hand side, it just switches and then it's back in the right hand side. Like no one can do anything in the left hand side. Your client is begging for the ball.
Partey's just managing this game right now. Partey and Odegaard are just both managing this game.
Yeah.
I really, really like what I see from these two.
Goalie. Nice.
And as for Saka, Saka's just been unplayable lately.
Okay, let's go. Let's go, Martinelli. Up. Player down in the box. Accidentally slap in the face.
We've got another one here. Another stato here. Bukayo Saka, 20 years and 182 days, is the youngest player to score 20 goals in all competitions for Arsenal since Cesc Fabregas, 20 years and 141 days in 2007. That is good. I hope Bertram's watching this stream because this is what Bertram wanted. He wanted him to develop his goals.
I'm the same. I'm exactly the same as Bertram. This season, he stepped up. He's now scoring goals. That's what we needed from him.
Okay, so what's been going on here? I don't think it's an elbow. The referee, they're not going to...
No, it got slapped in the face, but it was purely incidental because, you're going up to get the header, you put your arms out, and the guy runs into your arm. Okay, what now? He's played the ball back. What's he doing
what
now?
is this guy doing?
What's going on, guys?
What's the ref doing?
So there was a throw-in.
Throwing at the halfway line.
And then he changed it into a drop ball.
20 yards out. Nonsense.
It's a quite balanced game, guys. But Watford are on the front foot again, as we see in the second half. They're definitely coming with the press. You can see right here, there's 6 yellow shirts hovering around our penalty area, and Arsenal are doing well to break the press. And a lot of that's got to do with Thomas Partey picking the ball up. Notice that they're not going to Xhaka in the pivot anymore. They're going to Partey because Partey doesn't give the ball away as much as Xhaka.
Yes! That's what we're talking about.
What a goal!
That is
what a goal!
Jesus Christ.
Football!
What a goal!
Football!
Yes! That's football.
Talk us through it.
About, man.
Vincey, talk us through that one.
I can't, man. I'm celebrating. T, take it away, man.
Mate, it's a beautiful bit of interplay. First time football, triangles. It ends up with a layoff to Martinelli, who just has and he strikes it beautifully from the edge of the box, top left-hand corner. The football is dazzling. That's proper Arteta ball. Here we go. They're showing the replay now.
This is training.
Cedric into a lovely touch from Odegaard. Another assist from Lacazette. Lacazette's played a fundamental part in that again. So once again, we're showing it inside. Luke, what a ball that was.
And that's all it is. The game is simple.
Cedric
watch that?
Soares,
Martinelli
Odegaard,
has,
just brilliant.
Odegaard has got that touch was sublime.
Of course it was.
That's all we can say. He literally just touched it over the player's head into the path. Oh, it was just beautiful.
And Tony, you called it. You said that we've got to find a way to get
Just
Martinelli, his talent, more, and that is there's no questions about it. Arteta has to find a system that gets more out of Martinelli, because this guy can score. He's not afraid to shoot. Fearless.
Wow. Let's have a look and see what the guys are saying. Nay says fabulous goal. G says another assist for Lacazette. GK says beautiful.
Oh, how has he got that? Wow, that should have been a penalty, I'm sure.
I thought it should have been a pen.
The
what
fact
for
that
Watford?
he was able to run around all those players.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the ball.
Tackled outside the box, and then when he gets in the box, they fluff the challenge. That should have been a pen for me. No VAR.
Got away from it.
Got away with that. Got away with that. I would have thought VAR would have definitely had a look at it.
Yeah, I agree. I thought that no home field advantage. So it seems like Arsenal only get the calls when they're away from home, because if that was in the Emirates, that would have been a penalty. Yeah. We don't get a lot of good calls in the Emirates, and it's really good because I've had these two guys joining me in the panel today who have come to the last two games at the Emirates with me.
No,
so big shout out to you.
No pen. I think he got the ball. Odegaard, I think he got the ball.
Big shout out to you, Tony, and big shout out to you, Vincey, who have been at the Emirates with me for the last two games. Really enjoyed your company. Fantastic for that.
I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah. Kuke says, Apollo asks the panel if we will finish in fourth. Oh, God. Can we do that after the game, Kuke?
Why can't we finish second, man? What's wrong with you?
I don't want to commit myself so early. Kuke saying Soares looking like a player. I've been telling the guys for years, but it's one of those things. If you play consistent, if you play all the time, you'll start to find your rhythm in the team. And I think he's starting to do that now. He's always been a quality player, but he's just been as a bit part player. He hasn't been very good.
Go on, run them.
The quality of football that I'm seeing, though, boy, you know what? Thomas Partey might get man of the match for me today again. You know,
unlucky.
That's unlucky.
Thomas Partey, every ball from Thomas. You know what? Thomas Partey for me right now is man of the match. He has just been absolutely brilliant. Look at Odegaard. Thomas Partey has been absolutely brilliant. Gary says great finish, sublime touch from Odegaard. Moses is saying Odegaard any day.
Odegaard's going to get an 11 today, man, because you can't.
Yeah, I know.
You get an 11.
He's been everywhere. He's had a touch in everything. The goal we just saw was started from Soares, and then the one touch played into Lacazette into the box from Odegaard was just sublime.
And you said it at the Brentford game that Odegaard is playing is Ozil-esque.
Yeah.
And he's just loving his time right now at Arsenal. Oh, Ramsdale, what are you doing?
What is he doing?
He's been shocking lately.
Jeez,
he's been shocking.
Another one.
I love me some Ramsdale, but he's been shocking.
What is going on?
Guys, you can laugh because we're winning. So he can laugh.
He pulls off the save at the end of the day. Ebony better have some words with him, man, because
she's going to end up divorcing him. Man going to have to find another woman to make him some rice and peas.
Touch. What a touch.
Saka's
touch you got to appreciate that. That was different.
Oh.
It's just different class.
He's developing well. All I can say, Saka, he's just developing well.
It's just different class. It's just different class.
That's a foul.
Kuke says, great finish, and Arteta deserves an assist for that. He says Arteta deserves an assist for that. What a back heel by Odegaard. That was peak Ozil-esque. Like, he's not going to book Soares, is he? He's going to book
He's
Soares.
booked him,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
Yeah, he's booked him.
Guys,
That was a bad tackle. Go on, Laka.
go on. Send it. Must be a goal. Oh, dearie me.
Oh, Laka.
Has there been a 4-game stretch that Saka has played since he's got into the Arsenal team where he's performed bad? 4 games in a row. From a youngster, I don't think he's had 4 games in a row where he's been that poor.
What is Laka doing, man? Odegaard set him up. You see what I mean, Tony, about Odegaard not getting assists?
Yeah.
If the guys have... Come on, man.
If he's got
How many
a good
assists-
striker, he's getting tons of assists, isn't he?
If this guy had Vlahovic playing in front of him, how many assists would he have?
Please
This is
stop
ridiculous.
mentioning that guy's name. He's never coming to Arsenal.
Yeah, believe.
God.
Hey, Vincey still ain't got over the Locatelli thing, man, so you stay there.
You know what? I knew Locatelli ain't coming here. That man's... Listen, people don't understand who Juventus is. They're my Italian team. Don't understand the pool. They could be in the 2nd division. Yeah.
No,
Players will still go there.
They wasn't they?
Yeah, and they were. And
Yeah,
players
yeah.
were still attracting them. People don't understand. You play for Juve, different gravy.
Great touch again from Saka.
But I'm saying,
Saka's having a
you look at
field day
Saka's
out
had
there.
Saka's had 3 seasons at Arsenal, right? 3 seasons in the first team.
Yeah.
And he hasn't had... I don't think he's had 4 games of a bad run of 4 games. For a
Well,
young player, I think that's awesome.
Great football, Arsenal.
Moving the ball well today.
That was
Yeah,
beautiful.
man, I love it, man. And guys, remember, what was the one thing Arteta had to fix to get this team into the top 4?
The defense was the first
It's
thing.
hard to say one.
No, the defense was already fixed, Tony. From last year, we finished 3rd
I
in the
wouldn't go
league
that
in
far, man.
defense.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah,
I'd-
the one
I'd-
thing we needed to fix this season was the away form. After Christmas, our home form was as good as Man City's, the best in the league, and the
what was
away
our
form
goal
was
difference
atrocious.
last year? It weren't great. We had nowhere near as many clean sheets last year as we have this year.
Whether we did or didn't, we were still
Goal!
3rd best defense in the league.
Oh,
I think
what?
the one thing that
How did
Arteta's
he
had to
miss?
do is fix our ball
It had
movement.
goal written all over it.
Yeah,
It's Ben White, that's why.
yeah, that's why. I think our ball movement seriously needed to be fixed because last season's football
No,
it
that's
wasn't
a
good for
great-
kids
look,
to watch.
Did you see Odegaard spot Ben White at the far end of the?
That was-
What a cross!
That's why I shouted goal, because when the ball was in the air, it looked a goal all day.
Look,
All
if
had
you
to
see
do was
Odegaard
get it
look
on-
up, Odegaard looked up first, saw
Yeah.
Ben White, and put the ball right on his
The
big
ball
toe.
was on the money. The ball was
Tony,
on
you thought-
the money.
Tony,
I
you thought
shouted
Odegaard.
goal when it was in the air.
You
It's like
thought
one-
Tomiyasu. You thought Tomiyasu would have finished that shot. You
Yeah,
know he
yeah.
would have.
You know what it looks like. It looked like a Steph Curry 3-pointer from the halfway line where
Yeah.
he shoots it and turns around.
Just loop.
You just think,
loop.
yeah, it's gone. It's goal.
Yeah.
That's what that looked like.
Good body shape.
Moses says Ozil God, and then Kuke says Odin's son.
Oh,
Good
mate.
son.
Well, I
like
think
me
we.
some Thomas Party, but I gotta say, Odegaard today has just been a joy to
Yes,
watch.
yeah, it's between the two of them, no doubt. But Odegaard is just putting on a show for us right now.
11. Right.
And see,
Tierney-
so I just want to
Tierney's
say,
running up-
right?
Jenny
I'm not
heard
back-
you guys talking about him, you know.
I'm not bashing
What's Tierney
anybody.
running
I
up
just
now?
want to. I'm just asking subjectively. So for all of you Xhaka fans who are saying how good it, we're seeing here what's happening with Partey and Odegaard and how they've affected the game. This is how I would expect Xhaka to affect a game. Am I not right? Yeah.
Nah, you're wrong, man. You're expecting.
Oh, I'm
you're wrong.
Okay. All right,
You're
my
wrong,
hands
man.
are up then.
The
I'm
manager
wrong.
don't want him to play the game like that.
Right, I
You
got
don't
it
even want
wrong.
him to shoot.
Well, I got it wrong then. My hands are up.
I'll probably you're wrong, you know.
Yeah, listen, I'm backing out. As if it's anything to do with Xhaka, I'm just asking the question, just trying to be subjective. Not
At
trying
what-
to.
at-
You
at
guys
what
know my
stage-
thoughts on him already, man. So
At what stage in his Arsenal career has Xhaka been a dominant midfield player for us?
well, according to our fans, all the time.
Nah,
Dominant. The way
Yeah.
how
nah, he doesn't
dominant, the way
dominate
how
games.
According
Odegaard
to
has
some
been
of our
dominant
fan
today.
base, and if you're out there listening, guys, tell Vincey just what you think about the
No,
so-called
you don't have to dominate
best
games
midfielder in the
to be a
league.
good to be. You don't have to dominate games to be effective sometimes.
Yeah.
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 Hold.
Even
we go
Arsene
again.
Wenger didn't want. He
Go.
didn't want. Remember, Arsene Wenger
Oh,
chose
that's unlucky.
Xhaka over Kante to be that left midfield ball player,
and how did it
still
work
not
out
be a
for him?
dominant.
And how did it work out for him, Vincey?
Yeah, and still not be the dominant midfielder. Remember, we had who was it? We had Coquelin and Cazorla.
Odegaard is on the rampage at the moment. Watford are just they're like a deer in the headlights every time Odegaard runs. That's a great interception from Tony. That's unlucky.
I'd like to see Lokonga come in. I want to see Pepe and Lokonga today.
Ney doesn't have any complaints from Xhaka today. He says he's behaving himself, doing what he needs to do. No complaints today. Good. See, everybody's nothing wrong in being objective, people.
Good shout out there. Nay.
It says 101 Arsenal bringing up Xhaka again. You say others
look.
No, it's all subjective, mate. All subjective. Yeah. No one's saying anything bad.
There's an advantage to pushing Xhaka up the field. It means his chances of making mistakes down the field or at the back are lessened.
Yeah.
Randall saying, I think this is Randall, is saying Arsenal are showing levels. Yeah, look, this is a team, Watford, who have got a good record at home and have had against Arsenal for many years, fighting for relegation. A win today would have seen them out of the bottom three, and Arsenal are just putting them to the sword. And this is away from home. Arsenal, remember, they beat Wolves, a team that is a fortress at home. And Arsenal are just making this. This is child's play for Arsenal right now. Arsenal are just a different level. GK says, Tony, facts.
Yeah, I think Arteta does get an assist for that goal with that throw in. Can't be harsh, man.
Michelle agrees with Ney as well. GK says, get Xhaka away from the build-up play. I would add to that even more, but I won't. But look, we'll have a little bit more to do to tinker with what he wants to do. At the moment, we only have 18 players to choose from. So Arteta and Edu, because both go in tandem, are doing a bang-up job to get this team ready, prepared, working in the system, putting in displays like this, which has just been fantastic. I mean, today, this has just been a masterclass, and it's only 65 minutes gone. We still have 1/3 of the game to go, so there could be more goals in it, guys.
I think all the credit goes to Edu for me. All the credit.
There we go.
No,
nice.
I'm only giving. Oh, unlucky. I'm only giving Arteta credit for that third goal with his assist.
Hold on, guys. Back in 2 seconds.
Arsenal are rampant today, man. It's good to see. It really is good to see, man.
Some really good football.
So 66 minutes gone. Any changes? Which changes would you guys like to see?
I'd take Xhaka off and bring Lokonga on. I give the boys some minutes. I want to see Pepe because I think you have to keep him involved. You have to keep his match sharpness. So you know.
And would you make that change based on what could potentially happen facing Liverpool? Because there's a double game next week. And
yeah, I mean, look, do you run the risk of burning out Saka just by playing him 90 minutes every game? He's having a blinder today.
Yeah.
I just think, you know what, there comes a point, especially if we get a fourth, where you kind of go, well, look, we can give the boy a rest. Yeah, and let's not overdo it.
GK says get him away from the club. I agree. Randall says one more goal to finish them off. I agree. Nay says bring on Pepe and take Lacquer off. I would bring on Pepe and Nketiah, and I would do that in the next 3 minutes.
You know what? It's a simple football that Xhaka's doing,
good.
and
That
people.
was good.
Oh,
Xhaka did
unlucky
well.
Partey.
Oh, that was unlucky.
And people don't appreciate the simplicity.
Yeah, it was a nice turn.
Well, simplicity. I would change that word to simpleton. People don't appreciate the simpleton.
That's so wrong.
18 says, how many chances has Odegaard had today? Seems like every 5 minutes he's playing someone through. Well, I think, my guys, I think we've reached a unanimous decision.
Yeah. That's his job.
Yeah.
I think we've reached a unanimous decision that Odegaard's probably going to get man of the match today.
Even if he's subbed, he's going to get 11.
Big up 101 family. I don't know who that. I think that's Randall again. Remember, guys, please put the waiver sign. Click the waiver at the top of the heading. It only takes 2 clicks, and I'll be able to see your name because there's so much messages coming through from Facebook users, and I don't know who you are. Definitely Eddie time. Yeah, I want to see Nketiah, man. I want to see my boy Eddie. What have you done for me?
I'd like to see Ben White get a goal. I think he's been playing great. He's been a good little stretch of football. Nice to see him getting a score sheet today.
I mean, the man who deserves a goal.
That's what a 50 million centre back looks like, though. Yeah. I mean, look at what Man United played for Maguire. 80 million. This is money well spent here, man.
Oh, lucky. Gabriel tries it. Oh, White tries it.
So never get it on target.
And Soares' shot was blocked. I'm still about 15 seconds behind you guys.
Yeah, you see Ben White's effort.
Yeah, I just saw it. GK says Apollo won't. I benefit from the doubt. From Apollo won't have. I have benefit from the doubt for nothing. Yeah, for real, mate. For real. I would just like to see. We got to bring in a number midfielder and someone who's going to play next to Partey. I already think we have. I already think Sambi is that guy. Some of you lot might not agree, but I've seen enough from him to know that he can develop into one of the stars in this league. And I hope he does. But that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for another attacking midfield player, someone in the reign of the Joe Willock, Aouar, Hassoum Aouar, someone like that who's going to help chip in with goals. That's what I'd like to see. I think defensively, I think we've got a rock. We've built a foundation. We were 3rd best defense in the league last year. We're currently 5th best this year. The difference is last year we had David Luiz, which was big for us. And my question was always, how are we going to implement the defensive discipline without David Luiz? So I will take 5th at the moment. I will take that because my expectation was that we were never going to be at those levels without David Luiz defensively. And so it's nice to see that we have found some consistency with the defense.
Wow.
Taxi. Who was that for Dennis? Taxi.
Talk it.
Oh my!
The guys in the chat don't know what you're saying.
Cut us open. Sissoko, great ball out.
Look at that option down that right hand side for them.
Yeah, and he missed it.
Defensively, Tierney and Martinelli are getting it way wrong.
Yeah.
On defending down our left-hand side.
Oh, good. Well done, Ramsdale.
They are, Tony, but at the same time, Tony, you got to give credit to Watford for doing that. I mean,
but you shouldn't be getting sliced open like that.
Yeah, Firmino's a quality right back, mate. He'll slice you open like that.
You can't let that happen. I mean, I'm not joking you. The man was in so much room. He could have sat down, had a cup of tea, and still delivered that ball.
Yeah.
That's how much time he had to deliver.
Yeah, I do agree.
If you
but I'm playing devil's advocate here and saying a quality player would do that.
I understand that if you skill a man and you beat him, but when you literally just run forward and are left acres of room to deliver a pinpoint cross like what he was just given, someone's made a wrong. This is what you call a failed read.
But our shape. If you look at the situation where Sissoko had the ball, our whole shape as a team was wrong. So
Yeah.
that's why Martinelli and Tierney in those situations got roasted. Pepe's on for Martinelli.
Oh, thank the Lord.
Pepe's on the ball.
Go on,
Passes it to
Pepe.
Lacazette.
There you go. Look.
Oh,
Look
it
at
must be in a
that.
situation. He's going to give a
First
pen.
touch.
Ref
Penalty,
looks.
surely.
Gives nothing.
What?
He could have just touched that ball over to Saka. Saka could
And
have
that
had
would have been
a
a goal.
nice shot on goal, but he chose to keep hold of the ball. Saka's now got hold of the ball now.
Pepe's just levels, man. Pepe's just levels.
I mean,
Saka's still
literally,
holding
his
on to the
first
ball.
touch on goal, his first touch of the ball, he laid on what should have been a goal.
Yeah,
Not doing anything complicated. You run, I deliver the ball.
Simples.
There he goes again.
Pass and move. Ticker. Oh, ref.
Man, Arsenal are just playing some fantastic football here. Kuke says, read an article today saying that Klopp is angry with Saka for rejecting a big-time offer from them. I'm not sure if you guys were aware. I did send you messages in the chat that Klopp had confirmed that he's leaving Liverpool at the end of 2024. So maybe that has got something to do with it, maybe not. But Saka's going nowhere, mate. He loves Arsenal. He's not going anywhere. This is his team. Why would he leave? Kuke says,
Money?
What are they throwing on the pitch?
It's got nothing to do with money, Tony. Arsenal will pay him money. Arsenal will have to pay him a minimum of 200 grand a week in order for him to sign this new contract. They have to. There's no two ways about it.
I get it. But what I am saying is, what makes a man leave is if you give him the open checkbook.
Yeah, true. Kuke says, I don't agree, Tony. I think we have more opt to attack this way. There's always going to be a bit more of a gap in the defensive areas. You have to sacrifice a bit. There's philosophies, and that's all complicated, these tactics. Arteta couldn't have got 3 goals today by sacrificing something from the back. So I agree with that. Yeah. If you came in and tried to get a result and drop the guys back in, we wouldn't have had 3 goals today. Arteta's gone in and they've attacked Watford. They've attacked them in key areas and it's paid off. 18 says, Lacazette, man, how easy does he go down all the time? That's what frustrates me. And that is because he's getting overpowered by centre-backs. That's all it is. He's not a force in hold-up play. He's not a presence. Yeah.
Well, you say that. I mean, he can hold the ball up. He clearly can hold the ball up.
He's average, Tony. He's average holding the ball up. He's average. I could show you some strikes. Lacazette holding the ball up. He's a 5, Tony. He's a 5.
Before Lacazette, we had Aubameyang,
who was a 3. He was a 3. Yeah, he was a 3. But the league, if you go around the league and you see the Ings and all these guys holding up the ball and St. Maximum and all these guys, they're 7s and 8s. Lacazette's a 5. Aubameyang's a 3, maybe a 2.
What about 1?
No, he's listen. Lacazette's got
respect. That's not
no.
the type of game that
Aubameyang's got assists as well. You know, I used to point out this to
Party.
I used to point this out to Bertram all the time because Bertram said he couldn't hold up the ball. And I used to point it out to Bertram all the time, the times when Lacazette used to play the balls on for other players, created some goals for Smith Rowe and the way he used to link up with Lacazette. Wow, what a ball from Partey. I just saw it, Tony. What is Xhaka doing that far up the pitch?
That's where he's playing, bruv. That's what I'm saying.
But what is he doing? But what is he doing there, Tony?
When he gets the ball, he's holding it and making passes. That's it.
What's a ball?
That's all he's asked to do.
Partey's got the keys. Look at that ball from Partey to Pepe. Whoa! Unlucky Pepe. That's well defended.
It's true. Unlucky Xhaka. Unlucky.
Lucky, yeah.
GK says, what's gotten into more assist link play between them than Apollo? Those are the times when it's working well. So we can say, look, Lacazette's got 2 assists today. And you got to give him credit for that. But that, for me, that's not consistent enough, 1. 2, where are the goals? As a striker, you're number 1. Assist is your number 2. Yeah. Hold up play is your number 3. Your goals is your number 1 job, and he ain't getting that done.
And the thing that compounds it is he looks good against these defenders, but these defenders are not the same defenders he's going to be facing when he plays Man City.
Yeah, correct. I agree.
Ooh.
Nay said her son is staying. Saka's her son. I love it.
Listen, all I wanted this season, all I wanted is I wanted our kids to mature, get game time, playing a nice system.
Here's your boy.
And we're getting it.
Coming on.
I'm telling you.
And they're giving Eddie 11 minutes. Why do they keep giving him his garbage time, man?
Guys, we're watching Saka. I'm just
Lacazette,
the way
last
how he's
9
maturing,
appearances, 28 shots, 1 goal, 18 chances created, 7 assists.
Who's that, Tony?
That was Lacazette's stats for the last 9 games.
Yeah, I've seen it here, yeah.
See, his assist isn't bad.
It's
7
not,
but
but
the last 9 games.
It's not, but assist
that's an assist a game.
Yeah, it's not. Where's the goals?
It's the goals. One goal in 9 games. That's where the problem lies.
Let me find a question. Somebody had a question. I'm just going back to it, guys, so I haven't forgotten about you. Somebody had a question about signing Lacazette. I'll try and see if I can find it.
I won't allow it.
Try and see if I can find it. Someone had a question about would we sign Lacazette? Someone had a question: would we re-sign him or offer him another contract?
I don't see how we can do that. What are we doing?
What are you doing?
What are we doing?
Cedric just played the hospital ball.
No need.
Hospital ball.
Yeah, I can't find the question, but my answer to the question is no. I wouldn't sign Lacazette back. Somebody mentioned here that he's aged up to 60, 70 years. So
go on. We're on the move. We're on the move. Here we go.
Oh, he hits the post.
Oh, he's hit the post.
Who?
Nketiah hits the post with his right foot.
Oh, shit, man. Look, the guy's not even been on for a minute and he's hit the post. He needs to start, man.
And again, it would have been
15 yards out. 50.
We would get so much more goals if this guy played instead of Lacazette,
15
man.
years
I'm
out,
just not.
15 yards out, hits the post.
Guys, if you'd have played Nketiah in all those games that Lacazette had started, how many goals do you think Eddie would score?
I don't know. They don't play to his strengths.
Answers on a postcard, please, people, because I'm telling you, it would be a lot.
We don't play to his strengths. It's frustrating.
No, I would put with Odegaard playing behind me. If I'm Nketiah, I'm feeling good about my chances scoring. He's not getting enough time, man. He's played garbage minutes this season.
That's what I'm talking about. I don't get any injuries. Or Saka.
Okay, take him off.
It's just garbage, scene. It's just
garbage.
Tony,
take him off now, isn't it?
Yeah, man, because you got 2 big games next week.
Exactly. We're gonna run him into the ground. That's just fatigue. Because he ain't played for a week.
So here's the joke, guys. Eddie Nketiah in the Premier League this season.
That's 2 corners that have gone to the near post, to the near man.
Right, here's the joke, guys. Eddie Nketiah, who has this season in the Premier League has started no games, come on in 7 as a sub, played 78 minutes and had 1 assist. So he hasn't even played 90 minutes.
Oh, we're knocking on the door again.
This is shocking. This is just shocking. Look how strong Partey is, man. Partey is ridiculous. Pepe, that skill from Pepe in the left. Cheeky little cross from Pepe there. Oh. Pro Lover says, yeah, the goalkeeper was beaten on Nketiah's. Yeah. I don't know why people are not fans of Eddie. I really don't know. What is there not to love? The guy is a fox in the box. All he does is score goals. All he does is not just that. Forget the offensive stuff.
It's the games where he starts, Apollo.
Forget the offensive stuff. It's the work rate defensively that helps the midfield win the ball back as well. Something nobody but myself talks about on this channel.
Yeah, but
what's not to love?
But the problem
is
it's appreciated.
It's the games where he's on when he starts the game.
He's not started this season. What are you talking about?
But
he's played 70. He's played 78 minutes total for this season in 7 games as a sub and got 1 assist. He ain't playing. That's why he's leaving, Tony. That's why he's going, so he can get some more minutes.
Well, the question you should be asking is, why is he having to do so much defensive work in the midfield and we're not using his attributes to get to score goals? Because the guy's a goal scorer.
Agree, that's what he's asked to do. He's asked to help the midfield.
But, you know, as a fan of Nketiah, you don't want him dropping back in the midfield, working hard because our midfield's not working hard. You want him being a fox in the box and having scoring opportunities. But we're not giving him scoring opportunities.
Because we're not playing him, Vincent.
No, but it's not because we're not playing
opportunities. He's not playing, Vincent.
But look at when he has been played. They haven't been playing to his style of football. Look in the League Cup when he was playing. A lot of the times he was starting, but there weren't. Our midfield has been poor last season. This season he's got better, but that's shown when Nketiah has played. We haven't played to his strengths. And it's not his fault. It's just the way how the team is progressing and how Arteta's playing the system.
So in the League Cup, he's played 4 games and scored 5 goals in 300 minutes.
Yeah, and I remember the last game that he played and he came off. It was frustrating. I felt bad for him because we didn't play his football, and he did exactly what you said. His work rate, you can't question it, but you want him in those situations where he can score goals because he's a goal machine. And I think if you look and you think Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Nketiah, 3 guys who know where the goal is, and none of them are getting the opportunities to score enough goals that they should be. That's down to the system that Arteta wants to play. And it's sad if you think all 3 of these guys can leave because all 3 of them score goals.
Well, obviously, we all think he's going to go to Palace, which Vincey is very happy about. But I have to say that his agent was talking to West Ham. What are we today? Sunday. On Thursday. So 4 days ago, his agent was in discussion with West Ham. And I think West Ham would actually be a better fit than Palace. But I think Palace would be a great fit because they're not going to hold on to what's the guy?
Word.
They've got Edouard.
Go Watford.
I thought he messed it up, Sissoko. I thought it took too long to bring it down under control, but he did well.
So it's 2 minutes left.
Great ball. Absolutely great ball.
4 minutes left.
It's game on. It's game on, guys.
Yeah. Ben White missed his tackle.
Yeah, it's game on.
They're lucky.
So it's going to be a tense 5 minutes because you've got at least 3-4 minutes in injury time as well, or extra time.
And this is why I dropped
Ramsdale. I'm not sure.
I dropped Ramsdale for my fantasy team because I knew there'll be goals in this game.
Yeah, little bit of
I don't think Ramsdale's had a good game, to be honest.
So it comes to the Watford assault now will be in full flow.
Yeah, Pro Lover is saying Sissoko is the reason for both of the goals. Both of their goals.
Sissoko. Well, yeah. I mean, I like Sissoko. I've always liked Sissoko, but yeah. Randall says, "Why are we giving away another goal?" It just.
It's poor defending.
Yeah, I think it was poor defending as well. Pro Lover says it's not Ramsdale's fault.
No, you can't fault him for that.
Yeah, I think my point was he hasn't played well over the last 5 games or so. Regardless of his today, distribution has not been great today. He's looked erratic, and that's what we've been seeing over a while. So look, it's not cost us, which I said before. It hasn't cost us. He hasn't made a mistake leading to a goal, and that's where he'll get judged by.
What's that, man? Oh, substitution. So Watford make their another substitution. Tom Cleverley coming off. Samuel Kalou coming on. So Watford have really got the black attack in full effect now.
Oh, that looked nasty. Nasty challenge with Nketiah and one of the Watford defenders both going up for the ball.
Oh man.
Yeah, looks like they're all right.
Oh dear.
Yeah,
here
good
comes
decision.
the super stopper.
Good decision bringing on Holding.
Rob Holding coming on for Odegaard.
Good substitution, Edu.
Yeah, this looks like the old Wolves Part 2. Let's take what we've got. When we were down to 10 men and we just needed to hold on. Bring on Rob Holding.
There you go.
None shall pass. 5 minutes of injury time. Seems
That's the type of management. That's the type of management we like from Edu.
Arteta, you mean?
No, Edu. Good performance, though. Good performance from us away from home.
Yeah, for sure.
It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
That's it. On his touch. Good. Good press. It's going to be a throw-in, boys. Close it down. Thomas Partey again, very instrumental in the middle of the park. None shall pass.
So you're saying officially, if Watford lose this game, they'll be relegated?
No, I wouldn't say they've been relegated.
It's way too many games left to go into that scenario.
Okay.
I mean, they're still second from bottom, but this win today would have seen them in 16th place, overtaking Leeds. That would have pushed Leeds. Actually, a win today would have.
That are most at trouble. Leeds
no, they're not. No, they're not. Everton are. So a win today for Watford would have put Everton into the bottom 3.
And guys, you don't look how long Everton's been in the top flight.
Mad. Look at them last year in the top 6, battling for that European spot.
But the history, though, you know what I mean? It's
get up.
Everton to be down in this situation is not good. Not good.
I think Nketiah just got booked. I don't know how. What is this? What is this player doing? The referee is. I don't know what he's doing. I don't think he knows what he's doing.
My word, it's all crazy, guys. Here at the end of the game, I don't know where the 5 minutes came from for time added on. I got to be honest.
don't know where it came from either.
Yeah, I really don't.
Because that would mean somebody was injured, and nobody.
Exactly.
To the best of my knowledge, nobody was injured, and there was not that many substitutions.
Exactly.
Is that Watford player was down in the box though, isn't he? Oh, good shot.
Yeah, but not 5 minutes, mate. I mean, this is squeaky bum time for Arsenal right now.
Well, we're 3 minutes into it, so we've only got 2 minutes to last.
All it takes is a couple of seconds, Tony.
Straight down the face of Ramsdale. Just handled it nicely.
Yeah, that's good. Time waste now. I don't care if you have to get booked and get a yellow. GK says rigged. Yeah, they don't. I don't know where 5 minutes has come from in this game. This game has been pretty low key. I got to be honest. Let me get rid of this banner. I've still got the banner up there for the other goal.
Oh, you just breeze past
Cedric,
breeze past
get
him.
it. Well done.
So this is where we need the likes of. This is where we need the likes of Pepe to hold on to the ball. What a win today! If we can bring it home, guys, it would be brilliant.
Got 1 minute.
We can bring it home.
There's only 50 seconds left, and the ball's in Ramsdale's hand. I'm gonna have to launch it.
It's mad. GK says they want to see us out of the top. Yeah, I know. Yeah, the league doesn't need Arsenal in the top 4 right now. That's their narrative. They're the youngest team in the league with a head manager who's been there for 2 years, technical director who's been there for 2 years. Arsenal doesn't fit the bill. The only thing that fits the bill is that we spent more money than anyone last summer and more money than any team in the last 3 years. So that investment from the Cronkiers and Josh Cronkier is shown exactly what we wanted to see, which is a push for top 4 football. G says everyone's so nervous. Have you not been watching Arsenal in the last few months? Of course we're nervous, mate. Gary says made hard for ourselves. Yeah, and it's a Premiership. You'd expect it, mate. I think it's a sloppy goal to give away. Credit to the first goal that Watford scored, but this is the Premier League. This is what you're going to be getting week in, week out. If you don't treat every game like a FA Cup final, then you're not going to get top 4. It's as simple as that. It only takes, don't matter if there's 13 games left after today, it only takes a couple of games, a string of 2 or 3 games to capitulate. And there's enough time for that to happen. That being said, we still have got a lot of a run of Spurs, Chelsea,
that
Liverpool.
Should be it. We're a minute over injury time. The game should be over.
Yeah, it's just like I had a nice little niggle at Gabriel.
Yeah, I don't know where the 6 minutes has come from. I really don't. But Arsenal managing it well.
Yeah. I think as soon as the ball comes into the play, that's it. Because we're now in the 97th minute.
This is a huge win for Arsenal. Another away win. It's just fantastic.
There we go. Whistle's blown, and it's all over.
Brilliant. Fantastic, guys. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
So we are top 4.
Absolutely fantastic. Here we go, guys. Absolutely fantastic. Lots to say, guys. And we're going to be here for another half an hour because I've got to get off to be with the family. So we're going to talk player ratings, give our views, and sort of revel in the chase. Arsenal have been chasing, but now we're in a position where the other teams are going to be chasing us. Man United, if the Man United don't win today, a draw for Man United, by the way, is not good enough because we have plus 13 goal difference. They have plus 10. We have 48 points. They have 47. So a draw today for Man United will see them in 5th. Arsenal with 2 games in hand.
3 games.
We'd
have 3 games, and then by the
it
end
would
of
have
the
3
game.
games in hand. Exactly. Tottenham played exactly the same amount of games as Arsenal, but are 6 points behind the Gunners. 6 points behind with the same games played. Gary says, brilliant commentary, guys. See you all again soon. Thanks for joining us, Gary. You can send us your player ratings if you want, but thank you for joining us. Much appreciated, bro.
Big up, Gary. Enough love, bro.
Well done,
So
Gary.
let's get the thoughts from Tony and Vincey about the game while I go and type the player ratings. Tony, what's your... Oh, let me see. Nay says, I have to attend a family birthday dinner now. Great games. Have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday as well. Thanks for joining us, Nay. Big shout out to you. Tony, what's your thoughts on today and how important is this win for us, Tony?
Yeah, I mean, going away from home is always, something that we have to get better at. Our home form's been pretty good, and it's been our away form, which has been our Achilles heel. So, we're always going to say, let's encourage the fact that we can go to places like this and get a result. There are those who would say that, but look at where Watford are. We should be beating them, especially if we're looking to be top 4. But when teams are in a relegation battle, they up their game. So we've done really well to win today. We played some really good football. I've been so impressed with Odegaard today. Thomas Partey's been superb. And the fact that we shared the goals around the front 3 players in Saka, Odegaard, and Martinelli is quite good.
Vincey, what's your thoughts on today, and what's your overall feeling on where we are now in the top 4? The feeling that we all have now is starting to grow stronger in terms of, we no longer have 18 games to play. It's now 13. We no longer have games. We still have games in advance, but we have the points now, so we have both. Before it was we had the games in hand, so we had to win those, and the argument could be, would you rather have the points or you rather have the games in hand? Now we have the points and we have the games in hand, so we're really in a strong position. What's your thoughts, Vincey?
Well, thoughts on the game, I'll give the entertainment level for me is a 9. The reason why I say 9 is because the quality of goals that we played and the way we moved and we tried to play football. That's all I've wanted Arsenal to do this season. We do that, our position at the end of it will handle itself, and that's my focus. I understand why Ori said what he said. I respect his decision. I know a lot of fans weren't happy with his decision about us finishing 4th, but Apollo, remember what I said at the Brentford game? At that point, I said we're going to finish 4th. Now, all it requires is game management. Game management, play the games out. You're going to finish 4th. Why? Because we've got a good foundation now in defense. We are now starting to, as Tony said, spread the goals around. We're not just reliant on Aubameyang. So we have now a player in form, Odegaard. We have Emma Smith-Rowe. When he's playing, he's scoring goals. We've got Saka. He's scoring goals.
Saka was superb today.
Yeah, so we've got confidence around the team, and we're in a position where we've got games in hand. We, as you said, we're in 4th place. The teams below us have to play each other, so they're going to have to trip up. So we're in a very good position. We just need to game manage, and that's what Arteta's doing. And we're now seeing Pepe. Yeah, we weren't seeing Pepe play the first half of the season. We were wondering what's going on. So now he's playing Pepe. He's playing Martinelli. First game back. You mentioned earlier on today, Soares. We haven't seen this level of performance from Soares because he hasn't had a run of games. But credit to Arteta that he's not rushing back Tomiyasu. He's playing Soares. So the key thing is managing the games, allowing the guys to get consistency. That's how we're going to get into the Champions League position. And, at worst, we're going to be in Europe next season. Yeah, it's just a matter of how we're moving forward as a team. And today we play some football that I've longed to see. And we did a number on Watford, 3-2. Difficult to go there, get this result today, but we did it.
So let me just finish off the player ratings right now and get those all sorted for you. Let's put it up now, shall we? Right, here we go. Right, so I'm going to start off and give my thoughts on what I thought of the game and player ratings. I've gone with Ramsdale. I've gone with a 5. He's just looked uncomfortable. He's looked erratic, and he's looked that way for a while. His player ratings has not been high as they was in the first part of the season. This is all really happening from the start of the year. Remember, our January form was so bad, and I think that's when we started seeing him go down in some kind of light with his form. But he hasn't cost us yet. There is still, at this point, not a mistake that he's made that has led to a goal. So there's that to feel grateful about. But some of his deliveries have been quite poor. And I found that he was lacking for the Watford second goal, where the ball went underneath him. He didn't get down to the ground quickly enough. And goalkeepers do that in training a lot. The speed it takes you to stand to hit the floor. And Suzuka was able to put the ball under his body. I thought it was Ben White's fault anyway. And there's not much that Ramsdale could have done in that respect. But I think he could have got down to the floor quicker. But he's still getting a 5 for me. And he's not costing us. But his form will come back. That's the thing about Ramsdale. He'll get out of this funk, especially in the big games, and it's not going to be permanent. So there's that to think about as well. Cedric Soares, I'm going to give a 6.5. He didn't have as much joy attacking. We didn't see any quality crosses. This is why he hasn't had a 7 or anything like that. But I have to say, in his 4 starts, he's had a 6.5, a 7, a 7, and today a 6.5. So he hasn't had less than a 6.5 out of 10 in the 4 games that he started. That is really good, guys. His combination play with Odegaard in the middle is really good. Those are some of his best moments in the midfield. And defensively, he's not really... There's 1 or 2 touches he had today where we thought was a bit sloppy. But overall, his game's been solid. Really, really good to see that from Cedric Soares. Ben White, I thought Ben White should have probably had a 7.5 had he not been at fault for the second goal. So I had to drop it to 6.5. He's lost a point for that because I thought he positioned himself well. Even with the goal, he was still in the right position, although he overplayed it and allowed Sissoko to go behind him. But I thought throughout the game, when Watford looked threatening, I thought he dealt with it really well. And I thought that he did as much as he could to clean up all of the things that was around him. And as I said, that's because he was being tidy. His positioning was good. It's just a shame that what happened in the second goal has dwarfed his grade for today. But nonetheless, a solid game. Gabriel, slightly higher, but that doesn't really say much. I thought Gabriel was average today. He looked a bit nervy in possession. And he did grow into the game. He was composed in the second half, kept a level head, and dropped off when he saw the counterattacks coming. But I didn't think this was one of his better games. But I'm still giving him a solid 7. Tierney gets a 6.5. I didn't think he did a lot to help in the attacking frame of the game. And I thought he was okay and composed in defence at times. But I thought he was getting pretty rinsed in the first half by, I keep forgetting the guy's name for Watford. Hold on, I'll tell you what his name was. It's Firmino, yeah? He was getting rinsed by Firmino on a few occasions where they was playing the ball down through the gaps. And he just can't do that. He can't defend that. So, look, 6.5 is a solid score. If anything, spectacular. Thomas Partey, I thought was fantastic. I thought he was immense today. I thought outside of Saka and Odegaard, I thought he was among the best players on the pitch today. Just a physical presence, and not just that. He's inventive with the ball. He's not clumsy with the ball in possession. He fights physically in his space and wins the ball back, and he holds onto the ball and he does something with it. When he's playing the ball on, it starts attacks. The ball's moving forward. He's playing players on. He's finding Odegaard, which is key in this. I'm really impressed with Thomas Partey. It's just his confidence level is so high right now. The precision of his touches and the physicality of his game is right where we need him. And he's been like that for 2022, as I said to Tony and Vincey. Really, really good levels that we're seeing from Thomas Partey at the moment. Going on to Martin Odegaard, what can I say? He's just exceptional. Everything you see, he's my man of the match. Everything you see from him, his poise, his patience, the timing, the weight of his passes, his movement, his vision. That's it, guys. This guy's the whole package. When the game kicked off, me and Tony laughed. This was before Vincey joined. And we said, what we need from him is more goals. What does he do? 5 minutes after me and Tony had the conversation, he starts an attack and ends up putting the ball into the back of the net. It's just a sheer treat what this guy can do to you. Could have had 3 or 4 assists today. One of the guys in the chat mentioned that, every 5 minutes this guy's putting the ball into the box and laying it off for Lacazette or Saka or somebody else. I mean, could you imagine? This guy was at Real Madrid for a reason. Yeah? And they must be absolutely gutted that they don't have a player of this caliber right now on their front line. So I'm giving him a 9. Saka, though, a close 8.5. Saka today was exceptional, guys. A goal, an assist, such a special talent. But it doesn't matter how talented you are. What matters is whether you're playing to that level of talent. And he is. Everything about him is his movement, his touch. He's now, do you remember last season when I talked about his shots were going into the middle of the goal? And I mentioned this before to you guys previously. He's now starting to place the ball bottom left, bottom right, top left, top right. That's where his shots are going now. And the goalkeepers don't have a chance. He's been so much more clinical. He's so effective as a player coming in from the right-hand side. It's brilliant where he is right now. And look, I probably would have given him a 9 today had it not been for Odegaard. But for me, 8.5. Just fantastic display from him today. Martinelli, he gets a 7. I think he had an off day, didn't get into the rhythm of the game. And defensively as well, looked a bit strained on that side. Didn't really get back to help Tierney, and was at fault for me for the first goal on the overlap when he just lost his runner. Tony says, which I agree, it's his job to track the runs, and he didn't. And but he shows you what he can do on the offensive side, where he's chipped in as well on the score sheet. And I think, look, he's still young and he's going to have games like this, but I'm going to give him a 7. Overall, the game balanced itself out for him. Lacazette, I think this is somebody who we got to discuss. Is his 6th assist in his last 9 games. For any player in the league at any level, that's good. But what's not good is where are the goals? You're on number 9. You guys have heard me on my YouTube channel talking about you're Batman now. You ain't Robin. You ain't playing second fiddle to Aubameyang anymore. You're the guy. And because you're the guy, what your role number 1 expectations is to put the ball in the back of the net, which he's not doing. But we are living with the fact that today we saw the beneficiary of his hold-up play, which in some weeks has let him down somewhat, especially against Liverpool in the Carling Cup semi-final, or Carabao Cup, whatever you guys want to call it. But today, against lesser opposition, it shows that he can do that. 2 very, very good assists with hold-up play. And look, when he gets it wrong, we call him out. But when it gets it right, we have to say it. We have to give him congratulations, and we got to big him up. And today, we big him up. So he gets an 8 from me, which is probably the highest score he's had in the last 10 games, in my opinion. 2 assists, that's big time in the Premier League. And Arteta gets a 9 for me. Couldn't do nothing about the first goal. That was a worldie. Against for Hernandez at Watford. That was a worldie. Second goal mistake, sloppy play from Ben White. Arteta can't take responsibility for that. What he can take is responsibility for the tactics today, for the game plan, for the aggressiveness in taking the game to an away team. We saw him do this against Wolves, and he's done it again. He scored 3 goals today away from home against a team fighting for relegation, who, by the way, Watford have had some fantastic results of late, not including the one where they beat Man United, and they took Man United to the sword and ripped them off the pitch. And that didn't happen today. A complete different philosophy, and it's all got to do with the preparation. The team was ready from the outset, and they really delivered in the first half, and they finished the game strongly as well. Big shout out to the manager. That's me, guys. Tony, you got the conch.
Okay, going to be quick about this. Ramsdale, I'm going to give 6. Cedric, 7. Ben White, 7. Because he didn't really do much wrong. Gabriel, 7. Tenny, 6.5. Xhaka, 6.5. Partey, 8. Odegaard, 9. Saka, 8.5. Martinelli, 7. Lacazette, 8. Arteta, 8.5. So not much different.
Not elaborate on that as a whole. What did you think of Martin Odegaard's performance? Saka, what did you think of Partey's? Those were the guys who stood out for me.
Yeah, they were the ones that stood out. Yeah, those 3 players, Partey, Odegaard and Saka. I mean, Odegaard, he just put on a masterclass today. His passing was sublime. Just if you're going to count, say, like pre-goal efforts, that pass before the final pass, he does so much of that. Pre-assist, as they call it. He does so much of that. He's really good at it. Thomas Partey's passing between the lines is absolutely unbelievable. Unbelievable. So I mean, those 3 guys for me are just a pleasure. We have to manage those guys because, once again, like I said about Saka, you've got to wonder how they're going to hold up if they're playing 2-3 games a week. So it would be for me. I think there are times when you got to start looking at saying, okay, maybe I've got to move that player so that player has less need to be in everything, And I think the player that could be the key to that is Granit Xhaka, because I believe you can spread the love by bringing Xhaka off the pitch and bringing in someone like Sambi, or bringing in a player who can do stuff with the ball.
And guys, can we have your? Let me see. Before we go to Vincey, let's see. There's a lot of you guys putting up your player ratings here, so give me a little bit of time. I don't know what 18. This is an absolute and utter mess, mate. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, they're down here, are they? Okay.
I think they're individually.
Yeah, it's really messy. He's not done this before. So he gets a Ramsdale 3. Tierney gets a 3. Ben White gets a 6. Gabby gets a 6. Soares, is that right? No, Soares gets a 6. Partey gets an 8. Xhaka gets a 7. Odegaard gets an 8. No, that's not right, is it? Odegaard gets a 9, sorry. Saka gets an 8. Martinelli gets a 7. And Arteta gets an 8. That's a messy one there. GK is GK next. Let's have a look. Yes, GK says Ramsdale 4, Cedric 6, Gabriel 6, Tierney 4, Party 9, Xhaka 7. He's another one that's given Saka a 9. That's another 9 for Saka. See, we haven't missed that on Saka. Brilliant game today from him. Odegaard 9, Martinelli again, a couple of 7s, and he's given Lacazette an 8 as well. G has gone Ramsdale. See, I prefer them like this, guys. Ramsdale 4, Cedric 7. Another good score for Cedric. Cedric getting big up now as an Arsenal player. A lot of people probably want him to leave this summer. White 6, Gabriel 6, Tierney 6, Xhaka 6, Party 8.5, Odegaard 9, Saka another 9 for Saka, Martinelli 7, Lacazette 8, Arteta 9.5. Remember, this was an Arteta out guy. Yeah. Bobby says, that was nervy towards the end. A good win, as Vicarage Road has always been a tough place for us to go into the last few games. Totally agree. He's gone for a Ramsdale 5. A lot of people giving Ramsdale 5s. Tierney 5. Cedric is a 6. Gabriel 6. Xhaka 5. He's given Partey a 6. Wow, that's harsh. Saka 8. Odegaard 8. Martinelli 7 and Lacazette 7. Oh, he's given Partey a 7. He's changed parties to a 7. Carletto has gone. I don't see how Laka could get an 8 and Martinelli a 7. Well, that's because Laka had 2 assists. So that's probably the reason why. And he's gone for Bobby's given Arteta a 9. Good evening to Alex from Cannon Fodder. Guys, I hope you're subscribed to his channel.
Yeah, man. Great content, man. Enough love, Alex.
G says, delighted we held out massive 3 points with West Ham and United dropping points. This is why I changed on Arteta. Anyone who's not sold, you should be. He's changed his whole team into what works. Top 4 is coming, and he's talking to Tom Aston and Jay Lewis. I think we can go to Vincey. Alex is saying, what's happening, Vince?
What's
Vince,
going on, man?
Tell Alex what your thoughts are on your player ratings, mate.
Yeah, I think for me, it's I'm going to give Ramsdale a 5 today, much like the rest of the guys. He's had some dodgy decisions today, but when he was called on to make saves, he did make saves. Can do nothing about that first goal. It was a complete worldie. So yeah, Ramsdale gets a 5. Cedric for me gets a 7. I think it's huge that he's the way he's playing. We're not missing Tomiyasu, and that's something to understand the way how we were playing before. Cedric stepped in. Yes, we had a bad January, but he's really, he's stepping up. February, he's doing the business, and continue now in March. So 7 for me for Cedric. Ben White gets a 6.5. Along with Gabriel 6.5. It was a tough outing today. We knew Watford are going to come at us, and both of them kind of handled themselves well. It's a shame with White with that second goal, but credit to Watford. It was a beautiful cross into Sissoko over their head. So sometimes you've got to give credit to the other team in how they get and force the goal. The ball was over Ben White's, over Gabriel's head. White had to come across, and the stutter from Sissoko. I don't think White could have done much in that situation. And good finish from Sissoko. I thought he was going to mess it up, and he put it away. So I'm not going to fault White for that. For me, Tierney, I would have given a 6. I do think again, you can see the imbalance that Tony was been talking about in mid-game with the crossing. And this is an area where Tierney's probably got to work on, where Cedric is just coming and he's just naturally crossing the ball great. And yeah, there were mix-ups between... I I think there was a chance that Dennis missed with Tierney and Martinelli, and that's the understanding where they haven't worked out on the defensive side on the left-hand side where we looked a bit open at times. So I'd give Tierney 6 today.
I did.
I'm
I
going to
did.
give
What I did. What I did want to say on the Ben White thing that you talked about. Sissoko is very underrated as coming into the box. He's 6'3". He's actually got 37 goals in his career. He can score goals.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, we know midfielders like the Parties and like the Xhakas or whatever don't get many goals, but this guy does. This guy is a threat, and I do agree with exactly what you're saying. Sometimes it's hard when you're playing a big figure in the box. You will get out-muscled. Someone like Gabriel won't get out-muscled, but when you look at Ben White, he's susceptible to that.
Yeah. And I think that, credit to Sissoko. I mean, yes, he's ex-Spurs, but the way how managers have used him, they've pushed him so far up. He's technically, he can play football. He's a French international, comfortable on the ball. So, I thought he missed that opportunity, but, I give credit where it's due. He did what he needed to do. I'm going to give Xhaka a 7. Xhaka, today, his passing, simple. He got the ball, kept hold of the ball, he used it well. And when there was a situation with, when he had tussles in the midfield with Sissoko trying to get underneath his skin, he didn't allow it. We would have thought at that situation, Xhaka back off. He played the game, managed the game well. I don't think he put us in costly situations. So I'm going to give credit where credit's due. I'm going to give Xhaka a 7. Partey, I'm going to give it 8.5. I mean, everyone's lauding his performance today, and rightly so. His passing, his positioning, his decisions, it's really good. What we want to see from Partey, on top of that, is bursting the net. And hopefully that will come. But he's, as you say, since the Man City game, he's really turned his game around, and that's what you want. You want players to take ownership. Understand the fans are disappointed with the high expectations and what he's come, and he's putting the graft in on the pitch, and we seeing it. So fair play to him. Odegaard, everyone's giving him a 9 and so forth. I'm just going to keep it real. I mean, the guy's got 11 for me today because he was just man of the match. Absolutely beautiful performance. He probably walking off this pitch feeling, I'm doing myself proud, man, because the way he played, running, he even put a challenge into the box where some of us thought it was a penalty. And I thought we got away with it. But I think on a replay, I think he actually got a touch to it. So, he put himself about today, Odegaard, full of running. And I think you're starting to see a player who is comfortable now in the Premiership physically, where he's actually able to perform to his ability. And I think sometimes it was a bit hit and miss at stages before, but last few games, Odegaard has been lights out. He's really the top man, and it's vital that he's been in that situation because we've missed Emil Smith Rowe, who's carried us really in that position all season. I'm going to give Saka an 8.5 again. I'm just amazed at how Saka is developing. I'm looking and seeing this young guy, and I'm wondering. Many of us have said at the start of the season, the guy's tired and needs a rest. But I'm watching him develop, and he's, as Tony's mentioned before on previous streams, where players have to grow into their man body. I'm watching Saka grow as a young man, and his ability on the ball is growing as well. So he's really making good decisions, taking players on. 3 years he's been in the Arsenal first team. We've got a player. I know fans talked about, we should cash in on him. You can't cash in on a player like Saka right now. This man, you got to keep him. We have you keep this nucleus of these youths there. We got a team. So 8.5 for Saka. Martinelli, I'll give him a 7. His goal, outstanding goal. But up until then, it was a bit frustrating because unfortunately he wasn't allowed to get into the game. He was making good options, but people aren't moving. But on that left hand side, Tony talked about it, where he's not getting the support where he can play those 1-2s, use his pace, and go on. And that's something that Arteta's. He's. I know he's playing Xhaka in that position, and he's got Tierney, but something's got to. You can't leave Martinelli on an island and expect him to do all that on the ball, because he's got the ability, but you want to get him in those positions where he can score, and you can see it's his first touch. Simples. Lacazette, he got 2 assists today, but I'm still going to give him the same score as Martinelli. I'm going to give him a 7. I'm going to give Arteta a 9. I thought he managed the game well. I think the plays, nice to see that he brought Martinelli back, gave good minutes for Pepe when he came on, and also Nketiah. So yeah, 9 for Arteta. He also gets a 9 for that assist for that third goal, because straight up, if he wasn't quick with that throw in, looking at the position where Watford was in, Saka making it, that wouldn't happen. So kudos to Arteta. And entertainment value, as I said, a 9. This is the football that I've been craving about. Fans have been talking and saying, I want too much. This is what I want us to see. This is what I want us to play football. When you've got teams in that situation, we putting them to the sword. This team can play football. I don't want to hear any excuses from any fans saying it's too soon. We can play football. We just got to go out and do it. And that's why we're in the position in the league. It's our football that's allowing us, not just the position that we deserve to be there. We're actually there on merit. Our goal difference is showing that, the progression that we've made from the start of the season, it's showing. You can see the goal difference. We're there now. So it's kicking on from there. That's all that we need to do. Game by game, manage it, do the business, man. What's going on, La African, man?
What's going on, La African Gunner? How you doing, bro?
That goal.
I mean, we're winning, but we're getting a little bit lucky. And I mean, I it's hard to find a balance between the two, because I'm really enjoying winning, of course, especially when you don't see us playing. Like it feels like too many days go by before we play. Like I'm really
it's 9 days and then 10 days before that. But I have to say, you mentioned the word lucky there, but I thought Watford was lucky. I thought they scored the worldie, number one, and number two, it was a credit to Ben White slipping up there on that tackle in the box, and obviously Ramsdale not making the save, not getting down on the floor quickly enough. But the 3 goals we scored were brilliant team goals, well worked, great triangles, overlaps, intricate one-touch passes into the box. Watford couldn't live with that today, and they needed a worldie just to keep them in the game. And obviously the mistake that we made. So I thought today was a solid result.
Maybe lucky isn't the right word. I just feel like we're cutting it too close. Maybe that's the right phrase I'm looking for. I think, I mean, I'll just go through my player ratings. But for me, I think we should have scored way more goals than we did. I think Lacazette played really well today. Odegaard has been, Polo, how I've been a bit harsh on Odegaard, and he's picking it up big time. Like he's controlling massively. But I just want him. I'm just waiting to see him play against a Chelsea or a United or a bigger team and see if he can still do it. If he can still do it against those teams, I'll be like, okay, cool. My mind is completely changed. Right now, I'm just happy to see him dominate, though.
But I just want to say, before you go on, I just want you to hold my heart on that. Please don't do that, La African Guna. Don't do that. Because I say this for one reason, because I don't want you to fall into the trap that a lot of fans did with Mesut Ozil. Ozil was a brilliant player, and too many times people kept saying he does it against the big teams. This guy went to World Cups. He did it in Spain. He came to England, was fantastic in his first few years, and on his down years, they really he's not doing it against the big teams, but it didn't change what player he was at heart. And I don't want our fans to feel the same way about Odegaard, because he's that player, always has been. What we need to do is provide him with a situation and a platform where he can thrive. And while it looks great now, it will get better, because we're going to have a striker who's going to benefit from that in the long run. Right now, what we're seeing is the amount of balls. We talked about it with Vinci and Tony. The quality of passes he's playing into the box is so. This guy's created more chances than any player in the last 4 months, but he doesn't have a striker in front of him to take advantage of it. So his assist numbers are struggling. Does that make sense? So
yeah, it makes sense. I think for me, when I talk about like my favorite Arsenal players that I give my entire heart to, those are players that do it in every context of the game. It doesn't matter who we play, right? So that's I'm saying for him to get to that next bracket for me of the Fabregas and Sanchez and Van Persie and the greats as an Arsenal fan, for me in my generation, to be like absolutely amazing players. I want to see him do it against the bigger teams. I'm not saying that if he doesn't, it doesn't mean he's a great player. Of course, you can see he's a great player. I'm just saying, as an Arsenal fan, for me to say I love this kid, I think he's a world star player. I need to see him do it against bigger teams. And I also say this, Apollo, you know, a lot of times I keep telling you guys, I really like Bruno Fernandes. I think he's an incredible player for United, but United fans don't like this guy against big teams. And it's kind of that same argument, right? Until he does it against the bigger teams for them, they're never going to really appreciate him. So yeah, I'm just going to go through my ratings and we'll give a little bit of my thoughts. I think Ramsdale, definitely a 5. Couple of points on him. He's playing very risky game these days. He could have definitely gotten us 2-2 when he made he made several bad passes today. But on the other hand, his football IQ is incredible. The way he wastes time and the way he's just waiting to there's just really small details that I'm seeing him do that I just love. It shows the maturity. It shows the level of goalkeeping IQ that he has. And he really gives us a little bit of an edge, I think, in situations like that. So I'm going to give him a 5. I think Cedric, guys, he's not good enough, man. That first goal, first of all, he should have been defending. Yes, it was a worldie, but he didn't defend properly. If you watch the replay, he was just ball watching for me. And I think Xhaka also had a part to play in that. So for me, I'm going to give him a 6. I still think we need to get rid of him this summer. I mean, he's just filling in the hole for me right now, but he needs to go. I think Ben White was really, really good. I'm going to give him a 7. I think Gabriel was also really, really good. Going to give him a 7. There was this one moment where he faked a header and completely left the attacking player just had no clue where the ball was. I love him. That was beautiful. Tierney, I think he started off the game really shy, but he got into it. I think, even that shithousery at the end where he pretended like he got hurt in his stomach because the guy just threw the ball at him and he was wasting a couple more time. And even if you actually watch it, right, he's standing up for himself. He was telling the guy, okay, you want to fight? I'm here. What are you going to do? I'm here. He isn't scared. And I love that. It shows leadership. It shows confidence. And it shows that, like, the team unity for me. So I love
what it reminds me of? Vincent Kompany. I look at Gabriel and I can see Vincent Kompany. And if he does get the armband, it would be for that reason alone, that this guy is just a tower, monumental pillar of strength in the back four.
I still think he doesn't look the same player. I mean, he's still solid, but there's something there that I'm not understanding. I think defensively he's not being as aggressive, and also going forward he isn't being as aggressive. And it's funny I say that because there was this one moment I saw him just run past 5 players, untouchable. He just drove past all 5 players, and I was like, whoa, that's the Tierney that I like to see. He needs to do it way more often, right? And I know Bertram and I have this conversation all the time. But so right now, if Tavares came in and started, I really wouldn't be too disappointed because I feel like Tierney isn't like solidifying his place, but he's solid. He's a solid 7 right now for me. Xhaka, I'm giving a 0, absolute clown. I'm sorry, I don't give a crap, man. This guy's useless. Vinci, how dare you give him a 7?
I don't know what Vinci was.
Kidding me, dude? This guy made in 86th minute. He made a random pass, and then if you watch him, he actually does a good job because he follows the player and he gets into the right position, and then it's a ball over the top. He needs to get that ball, and it goes right over his head, and bang, goal, bro. Classic Xhaka. And then the whole thing is turned upside down, and we might even end up, drawing the game. He's just such a liability. The entire game he was giving balls away. He was the weakest player for me in our team today. I don't really care what anybody else says. I can't wait to get rid of this guy. I swear to God, I'm throwing a party when he leaves, and I'm inviting you guys because I really have never dislike the player as much as I dislike him. You know, he costs our team way too much for me, and I just don't understand. And it's a struggle because I like Arteta, I like what he's doing, but he keeps playing Xhaka. So when Xhaka screws the team like that, who do you get upset at? Do you get upset at Xhaka, who you know is useless and keeps making these mistakes, or do you get upset at the manager for keep playing a guy that is costing him and the team?
Yeah.
So no, I don't want to talk about him much more. I just can't wait to get rid of him. When we improve on him and we get a new striker, we're going to be so good. Like, it's going to be amazing how good we are. So I'm excited for that. In terms of Partey,
I must point out one thing there, and this is something which everybody's going to hold me accountable for on my channel. And I can take it. I'm a big boy, and I always put my hands up when I get it wrong. I said this team would never achieve top 4 with Xhaka in the side. And if we do get there, it would be because of what Arteta's been able to do, utilizing him in some way. But those limitations are still going to follow us in the same way with Lacazette, and those are the things we need to improve on. But I just want to put a disclaimer out there for everybody watching this channel, because you always know what my thoughts are. I've always said we will never achieve it. If we do, it would be something which would be well-deserved and something that the manager has to take responsibility for, because he's the one that's made it happen. He's been able to use him in a way that, while it might not benefit the team in effectively as other central defenders, it's made the team manageable and effective. So just
Apollo, I would say this: if we don't get top 4 in this position where we are right now, you're going to have to change your name to Jonah.
Go on, the African Guna.
I mean, I honestly think, guys, if we're still in a good position with 2-3 games to go, I take off Xhaka. I don't play Xhaka, period. I put in El Neni, even if it comes at a slight cost, because I swear to God, this guy is going to be the guy who gives the ball away in the last game, and we end up losing the game and missing Champions League by a point. I mean, it's just written in the stars for me. So that's the last thing I'll say on him. The next player was Partey. I think 8 is quite fair. Completely dominating. He's definitely looking more like the player that we signed and that we're hoping to see. He's becoming more dominant the more we see him play. And I think it's because he has more responsibility playing alone. I think he knows that he really needs to hold the fort. I think his shooting is still terrible. I don't know why he keeps trying. There was that one shot he had on his left foot that he was trying to curl on the left corner. I think that was close, but that was pretty much the only shot I would say that he should have taken. The rest was pretty bad. Odegaard, for me, tied man of the match with Saka. They both get a 9. I mean, it was funny because the game, the stream that I was watching, the commentators at halftime were saying that it wasn't intentional, the flick pass for the first goal, and I was just hating on him. And I was like, that was 100% intentional, because you watch him throughout the game and he does it all the time. So I think that was beautiful play. I think the chemistry between him and Saka really reminds me of Ozil and Sanchez. I mean, it's really like that connection when two really, really good players are playing on the same pitch and they just understand each other without really communicating in any way. It's just because of the skill, right? The quality and skill that they talk with their brain. They don't need to say anything else. So I'm really, really impressed. And Saka, I mean, that goal, wow, what a goal, man. I mean, his finishing is getting better and better. I already discussed about his physicality. He was, you could tell today he was on his game, and he knew that, like, at any point he was untouchable, right? I don't know who was playing on that as a left back for Watford, but he knew from the beginning of the game that he had that guy on toast. You could see that from just watching him. He wanted the ball, and he wanted to just...
It was Firmino. Good player. Really good player.
I mean, I haven't heard of him much, but I think Saka was getting way too much joy on that side, and it was great. I think I wanted to see him take a bit more shots, to be honest. I feel like sometimes, I feel like once we were a few goals up, I think the team wanted Lacazette to score. I could feel that, and I could see that, and I think we needed to be more selfish and don't really care about it. If we have an opportunity, so many opportunities to score, where Odegaard, Saka, and Lacazette were up there, even Martinelli, and we're trying to get Lacazette to score instead of just finishing our dinner. I mean, we're not at that stage yet where I think we should be sentimental and say, oh, yeah, we want our captain to score because he's playing well and he's had 2 assists, etc., etc. That's just my view. Martinelli, I'm going to give a 7.5. Oh, man, I had to tweet immediately when he scored because I've been waiting for him to score. As you guys know, love him. I think last game he struggled, and I think he struggled as well today. As I think Vincey said when I just came on, he isn't getting involved in the game much, but when he does, I mean, you can see the magic that he can produce. One touch finish, like impossible for the keeper to save that, right? So, I mean, amazing. I hope that he keeps getting his chance. I think now that Smith Rowe has gotten, unfortunately he got COVID. I mean, there's no reason not to play Martinelli now. I think ESR has just lost that opportunity that he probably would have had in these last 2 games to get minutes and then put Martinelli on the bench and say, look, brother, you got to outscore me, you got to outshine me to get back my place, right? So on a selfish front, I'm happy for Martinelli because I think he's going to get those minutes. Lacazette, I think 8 is quite high. I'm going to give him a 7. I think wonderful for the 2 assists, but I still feel like his shooting and yeah, there's still something missing. I think as long as he carries us to 4th place, I'm going to be happy with him. But once we improve on him, it's just going to be. I can't wait to see this team in the next evolution. Like we've already seen evolution in the last 2 years, and I'm really believing in this project right now. I just hope that when we play one of the bigger teams, we don't get slapped up because that's going to completely, bust all my confidence and all my energy. But right now, I mean, I can't really say anything. I'm loving what I'm watching. I want us to score a bit more goals, to be honest. I want us to take more shots, but I mean, we can't complain. 4th place, Arteta, I have to give him a 10. I have to give him a 10. 4 games in a row, W's. Doesn't matter how we won it. As I said before, I really don't care what the scoreline is. I only care about the 3 points. So, yeah, well done to Arteta. He's got to keep it going.
Excellent. So, guys, let me take the player ratings away and let's look at 2 things here. Remember, I've got to go to a grave site.
Oh, sorry, one more thing on Lacazette. Yeah. That was a penalty, guys. 100% penalty. I know he went down easily, but it was 100% penalty. He got kicked in the leg and he went down. So I don't understand how we're getting these decisions.
So, guys, remember last season when we played Watford at their place and they had 26 shots against us? Well, Watford had 13 shots today, which is half of what they had last season. Arsenal had 16 shots and actually got less shots on target. So it's hard to believe that. Watford has 7 shots on target. Where did that come from? I don't remember that at all. So possession's not really going to tell us that much, but it does show the fact that how dangerous Watford can be at Vicarage Road because we've halved the amount of shots that Watford had against us last season. The other thing I wanted to take a look at, which I just want to get you guys' thoughts on, is where we are in the table right now. So you can see, Vincey, let me start with you. Actually, Tony, you've been quiet for a while. What's your thoughts on where we are on the table? Really good position now for us?
Yeah, I mean, it's good that we're there. Long may it continue. Look, if we win our game in hand over Chelsea, we'd be 2 points behind them. That's what you got to think about. But there's a lot of football left. We've still got Liverpool, Chelsea, Spurs. So, they're big games. Let's just take each game as it comes. What next? Leicester. So, they've come into a bit of form of late after having a torrid time. But let's go out there. Let's get a double over them and then see how we get on.
I think what's important for me on that, Tony, is, and African Guna said this just before you did, he said we've got a hard run of games to come, with Chelsea, Man United, we've got Spurs away from home. But those games doesn't bother me at all. And the reason is because of what's happening in front of our eyes right now. It's because those teams have a stretch of games where they have to play each other as well. So it's not just us that's in the mix. Man United have got to play, Liverpool, City, which they're playing today, Spurs. Spurs have got to play Arsenal. They've got to play Liverpool. They've got to play Manchester United. So it's not just about Arsenal. Those teams have to play those tough games as well. And they will drop points. There's no 2 ways about it. So if we drop points, it's not going to be the be-all and end-all, guys. If we win, great. And I'll be really looking forward to seeing how we deal with Chelsea at Stamford Bridge and how we deal with Man United at home. For me, Arsenal versus Man United at the Emirates and Arsenal against Spurs at their place. Those are the most important games of the season because those are 6-point swings. Outside of that, I think we can pretty much handle everything else. But I just wanted to touch up on that. Vincey, what's your thoughts on the league table?
Well, I think it clearly shows that we're not drawing games; we're either winning or losing. So we on the second half of the season, we've got a lot of games away. So our goal difference with goals scored against us is what's going to keep us and really going to keep us and give us a good chance to get a victory and utilize those 3 games in hands that we've got. So, as I said, the way how we're playing now, we're scoring goals. That's the key thing. That's given us the opportunity to remain in games. If we're not scoring, I'll be more fearful of those games away. So today, again, was a perfect example. The way how we're playing football, the way how we're moving the balls, giving us the opportunity, manage the game, get the result,
And as I said to Vincey and Tony earlier on, African Guna wasn't here, so I'll say it again. I said we can't we can't underlook the importance of being in this position right now. Previously, before, many other teams are saying, I'd rather have the games in hand or I'd rather have the points on the board. Arsenal are in a position where they have both. They have the points on the board and they have games in hand. So if we lost against, and this is the bare bones of the situation, guys. This is the worst case scenario. We lose to Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, we lose at Spurs, and we get beaten by Man United. If we lose all those 3 games, we would have played 28, but still have 48 points. So the worst case scenario is, guys, is that we would have 28 games played today if we didn't have the games in hands, but we would still be in 4th place because we would still have the points on the board. So don't try and sort of look at the games in hand too negatively. Like I said, getting a result from those games for me, will define top 4. That will define it. If we're ever going to get there, it would be if we get a result. And I think we're going to beat United at the Emirates. I really do. We should have beaten them at their place. Every other team under the stone and under the rock were beating them at Old Trafford. And when we went in there, we lost. And that was, again, one of the most disappointing results of the season for me. But we can redeem ourselves because the support of the Emirates has been fantastic this season. And I just wait for Man United to come to the Emirates. I can't wait for them to step foot in there because we will blow them away. And that's going to really define Spurs right now. Same games played, 6 points behind us. I'm not really worried. Even if they beat us at their place, we're still got 3 points up on them. So I'm not going to read into it too much. African Guna, what's your thoughts on the league table?
My thoughts are that I'm really happy with just looking at it, but I'm really not getting excited at all. I'm really not looking at it long term. I'm looking at it a week by week basis, game by game basis, and that's just as far as my emotions go. I don't even want to think about 3 weeks from now, 4 weeks from now, because the thing is, historically, we know that we can collapse in a month and it could all be over. So I think for me, it's just like be playing it safe and just taking it a week at a time, looking at the table, seeing where we are, making an assessment. But I agree with you. I think the other teams are still dropping. My only fear is not on the other teams. My only fear is on us. And just a few injuries to Partey, to Odegaard, whatever. Just a few injuries and it might all just collapse. So that's the way I see it. I'm happy, but I'm also trying to be restrictive and not letting myself get too excited, because that's usually how it goes, and then all blows up in your face after. So, but
we're excited. Look at you smiling like a Cheshire cat. We're all excited.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I have been taking it 1 week at a time, and then so far, whenever you think Arsenal's usually gonna slip up, we haven't this time. I'm just taking it easy.
I was talking to Vincey this morning. I sent him a text and I said it could be a trap game.
Yeah.
I said, this is it right now. A place that we don't really do well at. They're fighting for relegation, and they just blew Man United. Was it 5-2 or 4-2? They blew Man United away at Vicarage Road. And so I sent Vincey. Vincey didn't reply to me, by the way. He wasn't having any of that negativity. He didn't want none of that bad obeah to smoke over this game. And I said it could be a trap game.
I'll be honest. When they scored 1-1, I was like, wait, hold up, what's going on over here? Because they could have easily gone 2-1, and then you know how hard it would have been for us to come back into the game. I think if they did score the 2-1, I think we probably would have drawn this game. But because we scored the second goal, then I think their heads went down and they realized, okay, like there really is no fight here. Until Xhaka obviously gave them a free goal, then they got hope again. But it was thankfully it was in the 84th minute, so they didn't really have much time.
Yeah,
and also I think we're getting way better with closing out games, right? Just we've been playing games with 10 men, right? So we know how to close out games better than before.
Of course, and I think sorry, Vincent, did you want to say something before I chimed in?
No, that's cool, man. That's cool.
And I think for me, it's one of those things where I said my prediction today was 1-0 to Arsenal away from home, but in my heart, I was accepting that 1-1 was going to be an okay result, which it would have been. But I was willing to accept that. But a win today, I mean, every game is like a cup final right now. And these guys are stepping up to the plate. I'm so impressed. I really am so impressed. So, guys, closing comments, as I've got to make my way to East London soon. Vinci, what's your closing comments?
Good football, man. I had entertainment. I was entertained today. We got the win. And I can't overstate this. I'm watching our youngsters grow, and that pleases me, man. It really does please me. Odegaard, player.
United just equalised.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
That.
It was a silly goal. Sancho, I think it was Sancho.
Sancho, yeah.
Yeah. Good for him though. He needs a goal.
Tony, what's your closing comments?
Enjoy it, boys. Enjoy it. Enjoy the week. We're going to sit in 4th or 5th. If United win, they go back up above us. But yeah, let's enjoy our position and look forward to speaking next week about Leicester.
And guys, let's make no bones about this. Man City have to win this game, because if they don't, Liverpool would literally be level with these guys. This can be an advantage for Arsenal. All these teams fighting for the championship and everything else. There's a lot on stake here in this game alone. If Man United don't win this game, then being behind Arsenal and then being, two games adrift or whatever it is not a good position for Man United to be in. And they have to go to the Emirates. So that's not a good place to be in. African Guno, what's your closing comments?
Closing comments would be that I'm very proud of our team. I think, from an international perspective, I feel like whether the games are away or home, I'm really hearing the fans behind the team, and I think that it gives me confidence, and I'm chanting along with all the chants, from here. Like that's how powerful it is, right? And I didn't realize that until this season. I'm really feeling the power of the fans behind the team, and I think Ramsdale, I think he's getting a bit too confident for his own good. I think he's had a good run. He needs to and reground himself. He can't be making passes and mistakes like that. I think Cedric as well needs to keep being solid. Odegaard needs to keep flying. Our front four needs to keep going. Like I said, needs to keep assisting. Don't worry about the goals. As long as you're helping the team win, I think the fans will be completely behind you. And Xhaka, you clown. You clown. That's all I'm going to say. And Arteta, well done. I mean, you have to. Well done, right? I mean,
have you noticed? I'm trying to give you a different look at the Emirates in my vlogs every week. I went into the Armory shop.
I'm watching it. I'm really enjoying it. So
yeah,
thank you.
I went into the shop the other day and gave you some nice little.
I did. I saw that.
Excellent.
Sorry. Actually, can I make a comment on that? When I saw that, my first thought was like, "Holy crap!" If I was an epic, I would buy almost the whole store. Like I wouldn't be able to control myself, right? So it was really interesting to see that because I was like, "Holy crap! I want that! I want that! I want that!" So
yeah. When we were in there, me and Vinci spent some money that day. I gotta promise you, we definitely spent some money. So guys, that's it for today. Arsenal beat Watford away from home to back up the Wolves 1-0 win away from home. The problem that this team had in order to facilitate a weakness this season, winning away from home, it seems that Arteta is doing a good job at it. And Watford kept a fight of it. They pushed Arsenal all the way, something which Roy Hodgson, we expect from him. But Arsenal fans, guys, are starting to believe. It's a big big win for Arsenal to get back into the top 4. So look forward to speaking to you guys midweek, and I'll speak to you in the next one. Peace out, guys.